first of 7 meetings on the year between these two Patrick Division rivals. The Penguins coming off a loss at home against the St. Louis Blues. They embark now on a 4-game road trip. The Islanders with a heartbreaking loss for them. They had a big lead last night at Madison Square Garden, but they ended up losing the game.
They were leading 4-0, and the Rangers came storming back in the third period, ended up winning it in overtime on a goal by Reijo Ruotsalainen. Eddie Johnston was at the game. He said the Islanders seemed to tire a little bit in the third period. Maybe they just relaxed with the lead. Whatever it was, the Rangers made it 2 in a row against them coming back like that. And the Islanders could be jittery tonight. It's hard to say how they'll take it. They might come out mad. They might come out jittery.
The Penguins, of course, this year have a few surprises on the club. They're 1 game under 500. Warren Young certainly has been a very pleasant surprise for Penguin management. He is a young rookie, not young. He's 28 years old, and he is doing the job.
Yes, he's been unbelievable, as a matter of fact. 7 goals and 3 assists for 10 points in his last 6 games. He's got 11 goals, 15 points in 12 games. It's one thing to get scoring opportunities, Mike. It's another thing to bury the puck when you get them. And that's what he's been doing. Mario Lemieux has been feeding him, and he's been capitalizing on him.
There's the top goal scorer among rookies in the National Hockey League. The Penguins have another newcomer, and that's John Chabot, a center iceman acquired from the Montreal Canadiens. He was picked up in exchange for Ron Flockhart. A deal made yesterday. Chabot had a little trouble getting into the country, according to visas, but he will be in uniform tonight for the Penguins.
I think John Chabot is perhaps a more complete hockey player. You know, I think Ron Flockhart's future might have been decided, Mike, when Mario Lemieux was selected in the draft. The Penguins are looking for a little bit more balance at center, try to get a couple of defensive-minded players and a couple of offensive-minded players. They have Bullard and Lemieux in that category, so I think John Chabot's going to help them defensively.
All right, we invite you now to just sit back, relax, enjoy it all. We'll have it for you here from the Nassau County Coliseum. It's all coming up on the Penguins Hockey Network. Well, we've just had the completion of our national anthem here from the Nassau County Coliseum. Penguins embarking, as we said, on a 4-game road trip. They'll find themselves here tonight, then on to Winnipeg, Vancouver, and Los Angeles. There's a look at the referee for tonight's game, Ron Fournier. And working with him tonight will be Kevin Collins and Gordy Brossiker. We'll get a look at the starting goaltenders, I think, momentarily here.
There's a look at Denny Herron playing his 7th game, 4.11 goals against average, a record of 3-2-1. And the other guy is Billy Smith. He's playing in his 4th game, a 4.61 goals against average and a record of 1-2.
Billy Smith, now 34 years of age. This year, the Penguins, of course, introduced the all-new Giant Eagle Goal-Getter contest on Penguin television broadcast. Going to have a slight delay here as Ron Fournier is headed over to the Islander bench for something. And here's how it works. Stop by any new Giant Eagle supermarket, fill out an entry form, and mail it to the Penguins. Tell them on the entry form which Penguin player will score a goal for you. And if your name is selected and chosen, and your chosen player scores, you'll win the jackpot. We'll select a new contestant at the beginning of each period. On our telecast, the contest begins right now. The jackpot can go as high as $300 in groceries and will be a minimum of $100 in groceries. Enter the Giant Eagle Go-Getter contest soon at any new Giant Eagle supermarket and let your favorite Penguin put some groceries on your table. Well, the guy used to say, who's writing these things? Anyway, our contestant is, let's see, do we have a contestant? As Groucho would say. Say the secret word and win $100. May I see the contestant, please? Yes, we have it. And tonight's first contestant is Jeff Zielinski of Glenshaw, PA, going for $100 in groceries. Jeff, if you could say the secret word. That's not a power play goal, a goal. And who is your goal getter? Let's find out who his goal getter is. Mario Lemieux is your goal-getter. So, Mario, put the puck in the net for Jeff, will you? Well, let's see if we can try and figure out what's going on here. It looks like it's a problem with the gate going to the Islander bench.
So it happens in a lot of places, Mike. You get these kind of problems. And I think when we were in Montreal, we had a little delay. And seem to remember a little bit of a delay the other night. And now one here again. Seems like troubles are following the Penguins wherever they go. There's a look at Bob Berry, coach of the Pens, doing a great job so far. And
well, this broadcast is intended for the private use of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Civic Arena Corporation and the Pittsburgh Penguins is prohibited. For the Pens, Mark Taylor will get the starting assignment at center ice with Marty McSorley and Pat Boutet on the wing. Rod Buskus and Doug Bodger on the backside. Pat LaFontaine at center with Mike Bossy and Greg Gilbert for the Islanders. Dennis Potvin and Gerald Diddick, the young rookie defenseman, on the blue line. At center ice from the face-off, the Islanders have it. They drop it into the Penguins' end. Herron in goal for the Pens tonight. He and Michel Leon have been alternating every other game. And the Pens cleared off the boards. Away it goes. We should have an icing call very quickly here. And Potvin, three-time Norris Trophy winner. That's the best defenseman in the NHL. He'll touch it, and we've got an icing call against the Penguins.
Doug Bodger was trying to find Pat Boutet along the boards and just put a little bit too much mustard on it and went the length of the ice. Doug, I'm sure, having a little bit excited about playing here tonight against the Islanders.
Well, the Islanders last year won 6 of 7 meetings between the two teams. Of course, they were dethroned as champions in the NHL by the Edmonton Oilers. LaFontaine winning the draw. Dudek has it. He shoots it, and Harry never saw that one. It went wide of the goal. McSorley picks up the mail. And on right wing, McSorley moves into the Islanders' end, trying to beat Potvin. Put the puck by him, but he lost control of it, and Bill Smith now will play it near wing to Dennis Potvin. Potvin moving to the pen zone. Couldn't connect on a drop pass to LaFontaine. Here are the Penguins, 3-on-2. Boutet off wing. Drop pass, McSorley firing way wide. And the Islanders can't get to the puck. It sails back to the Penguin line. Todd Charlesworth and Mo Mantha now paired defensively for Pittsburgh, 27-20. Lifted behind the Islander goal, and Bill Smith will leave it for Stefan Pearson. He finds Bossy alone, near wing. Over to the Penguin zone, and Brent Sutter, who's off to a great start, is offside on the play. And they'll bring it back to center ice for a face-off. We've played 1 minute and 6 seconds. Brent Sutter doing a number for the Islanders in the early part of the season. 13 goals and 21 assists for 34 points. Mike Bossy has 35. Those two players are just behind the league's leader, Wayne Gretzky, who has 43. Now Mario Lemieux out with Warren Young, who wears number 35 for the Penguins, and Wayne Babbage. That's the line on for Coach Bob Berry, but the Islanders have control of it. Thomas Janssen to Pearson. Two Swedish imports. Looking for John Tonelli off his stick, and Babbage comes right wing, firing long. Oh, Smith had trouble with that one, but he made the save. Smith just kind of kicked at it. It deadened to the right of the net, and the Islanders get control of it and play it to center. Now back to the Penguin line. Tonelli on the right wing. Stopping. Charlesworth, his counterpart, number 27, bumps him, and Pittsburgh corrals it. Rink-wide pass intended for Babbage. He chased after it. Lemieux has it. Whack it to open space into the Islanders zone. And Tonelli now works it around to Thomas Janssen. The Islanders last night had a 4-0 lead against the Rangers. Hillier from the right point. Not much on that shot. He's coming off an injury with a hip pointer. And Janssen corrals it. They'll look to go up the middle, I would imagine, here. And they do. Up it goes to Bossy. Bossy to the near wing. Stopping. He'll flip it in behind the Penguin goal. And on defense, Hillier still bothered by the hip pointer. But playing tonight, and it comes ahead to Brian Maxwell. Off the skates of Warren Young. The Pens may make a line change here. Lemieux heads off. Gordy Lane of the Islanders up to Butch Gorey. Right wing intended for Gillies. And that's behind him. And this is Mike Bullard, number 22, the Penguins captain. He went to the left wing. The Pens did not complete the change. We are scoreless here in the early going. The Penguins against the Islanders. And Brian Maxwell, in his second year now with the Pens, finds Brickley alone. Going to the off wing again. The Pens moving to the opposite wings quite a bit here. Crowder on the right side. Put it in front, and Bullard could direct it in and hit the pants of Bill Smith. On the near side. Brickley behind the net to Bullard, trying to center for Bruce Crowder. And it is cleared away by the Islanders, but not out. Gillies cutting behind his own net around the right side for Dwayne Sutter. And he just dumped it back to the neutral zone. Brickley took a heavy check from Big Clark Gillies. Now Gillies watches Sutter hit Andy Brickley. Brickley's off the ice now. Hamilton trying to get on. Hillier trying to put it in front. That's off Smith's stick again. Bullard is knocked down by Boudelier, and the puck is cleared by the Islanders. There'll be no icing on the play, and Doug Bodger will take possession. Bodger skating well, coming to the near side. Avoids Keller. Wristing the puck in behind the Islander goal. Bill Smith look to the far wing, and he has Nystrom. Nystrom up to Keller at center. Keller working with Mansolini and Bobby Nystrom. To Helene. Helene with Buskus putting a good check into him. Comes to Potvin in front. Shot by Nystrom is denied by Heron. Good setup play there. Nystrom with an attempt, and Heron made a good save on Bobby Nystrom. He seemed to read the play very well. John Shabbat now on for the Penguins. His first shift in a Penguin uniform. To Shedden. Shedden shooting low on Smith, and again he had a little bit of a problem with it, but he made the save. Pens trying to get to Billy Smith early. Shabbat play to the left point. Did it come out? Yes, it did. Offside play. We'll take a break. We're 4 minutes into period number 1. And there's no score here from the Nassau County Coliseum. This is the Penguins Hockey Network.
Nystrom just chipping the puck towards the net. Denny Herron coming up with a big save as Dennis Potvin set him up nicely in front of the goal.
Mark Taylor back with Boutet and McSorley. This is the line that started the game for the Finns. And it is pulled to center to Momantha. Mantha working up the near wing, has some room, and again on Smith. He juggled that puck. Billy's tough. He's almost like a starting pitcher. You almost have to get to him early because he does get stronger. Here's Charlesworth. He fires, and that is off the stick of Pat Flatley, and it sailed up into the crowd. We have seen Billy Smith in games here at the Nassau County Coliseum where he has been in the same mold that he's in here tonight. But if you don't get to him early and tack a couple on the board, he gets stronger as the game goes on, and he just seems to be unbeatable at times. We'll see if it continues.
Todd Charlesworth took the shot and was blocked and sailed up into the crowd. We have a line change here tonight, and we want to talk about it when we get a chance.
Stefan Pearson to Pat Flatley out of the University of Wisconsin, played on the Canadian Olympic team. And it is turned over to the Penguin blue line. Mantha to Marty McSorley. The Islanders in on Johnson's stick, comes to the blue line. McSorley couldn't quite keep it in. Here's Flatley gunning back 2-on-2 with Pat LaFontaine. LaFontaine back to Flatley. No shot in here, and saw that one all the way. They dig in the corner. Flatley, good corner worker. Behind the net, Taylor putting pressure on him. Flatley takes it all the way to the near wing. Looks back for Greg Gilbert. Gilbert now trying to set somebody up. He comes up the near boards to LaFontaine. He left it back for Gilbert. Goes behind the net. Taylor falls on top of the puck. And we will get a face-off in the Penguins' end. Well, we're going to go right back to a break. There is no score here in New York. The Penguins and the Islanders. This is the Penguins Hockey Network. Scratches for tonight. Here's
okay,
the
Islanders have scratched Morrow, Langevin, Trottier, Bourne, Melanson, and Dineen, and the Penguins have scratched Fox, McCarthy, Belanger, Kehoe hurt, and Dave Hannon has been returned to Baltimore.
Randy Hillier from the draw leaves it for Maxwell along the near boards. The Penguins unable to get it out. Gordy Lane had a piece of it. Now Pittsburgh clears. Let's see if there is an icing call. Lemieux's going to hurry in the play. Goes in. He's pulled down. Play will go on, and they call an icing call. Well, Lemieux was pulled down from behind, trying to go in to get to the puck. Mario at 6'4". Here's Boudelier.
Mario chasing the puck, and watch Boudelier just reach out and, well, hook his arm and pull him down, or sticker his arm, something, with nothing called. Mario tumbling into the boards. Mario goes down like a bag of bones. He's so tall. Let's look at him.
In the Pittsburgh end to the right of Denny Herron, still scoreless. John Tonelli on the near side. He gets it to Lane, and he wheels one wide of the goal. Warren Young handles the biscuit. He'll tap it up to Lemieux. Lemieux, good right wing pass to Babish, but it bounced off his stick. Oh my, that was there too. Babish going behind the net. Centers. Lemieux is there. He'll go to the left point to Maxwell. Slap shot. And that sails wide of the goal. From the near wing, Brent Sutter looked ahead for Mike Bossy. And Michael Bossy put it up the skates of Brent Sutter. It comes right to Lemieux. Sneaking into the Islanders zone. Smith plays the puck. Right behind the net to Boudelier. Paul Boudelier worked it off the boards, and away it goes deep into the Penguin zone. Herron will leave it for Maxwell. And around the near wing for the bearded Wayne Babbage. Went right by him to Dennis Potvin. Before checking is Lemieux, but he can't get the puck away, and the Islanders now start to rush up ice. Still scoreless, and John Tonelli takes it. Stopping at the left point. Put it in front. Look out. A man there, and a quick shot by Brent Sutter. Stopped by Herron. A penalty coming up. It will be against Doug Bodger. Bodger will get a call here. The Penguins will be shorthanded. Mike Bossy will pick himself up. And we'll take a timeout here from New York. The score, Pittsburgh nothing, the Islanders nothing. This is the Penguins Hockey Network.
Doug Bodger sits in the penalty box for holding at 6:22. Brent Sutter was all alone in front of the net, and he couldn't get the shot away. Now the Islanders go to work on a pretty potent power play.
The Islanders rate at 24.5%. Potvin left point, Penguins in. Slap shot, and that missed the net. Off to the right point to Pearson. Back to the left side of number 5, Potvin to Dwayne Sutter. Dwayne Sutter, left wing circle. It's a goal, and the save is made by Herron. The rebound out to Goring, and he can't tee it up well. Herron was able to grab the loose puck in front. Well, that was a good shot by Dwayne Sutter from the left side, but a better save by Herron. He was able to get to the rebound, too. Watch how hard this shot is.
Sutter on the off wing. Herron had to boot it out of there, and you see Goring planted right in front. Maxwell was watching him. Goring couldn't get around Maxwell to get good leverage on it, and Herron was able to cover it up. The Islanders play a an old-fashioned power play now. They've kind of changed their power play around. It looks like the old Boston Bruin days, except they don't have Phil Esposito in the middle. They got Butch Goring. But if you'll see it, it's pretty basic, but it scores a lot of goals.
Potvin left side to Dwayne Sutter. Well, one thing's going to be constant. Gillies is going to be in front of the net. Here's Dwayne Sutter near side to Goring. In front for Dwayne Sutter. Bounced off his stick. John Shabbat, the Penguin newcomer, wheels it off the boards, and away it goes. 1:28 to go in the Doug Bodger penalty. 13:04 left in the first period, and we are still scoreless. The Islanders with the first power play chance of the night. Gillies on the left wing. In front. Man there. Shot and score. Dwayne Sutter knocks it in. And the Islanders take a 1-0 lead. Heron is hurt on the play. Pretty pass by Clark Gillies from long range, too. And Dwayne Sutter right in tight. And Heron is down.
Gillies was coming very wide down that left side, and Brent Sutter was going very wide down the right side, and he just swept it across in front of the goal mouth, and Sutter just touched it as he came in, just tipped it in between the legs of Denny Heron, who went down awkwardly, and you can see he got injured, and he's just lying still outside the goal cage right now. But what a beautiful goal by Sutter. Here's another look at it. Goring is getting one of the assists also, and you'll see why. A nice pretty pass. Past Mo Mantha right onto the stick of Gillies. And Gillies slides it across. And there's Sutter. He tips it right between the legs of Denny Heron.
It almost looked as though he was hurt before he collided with Dwayne Sutter. The way he maybe turned his knee or something. Denny is in a sitting position right now. Steve Thomas, the Penguins trainer, out to check on him. But the way he turned, it appeared that he was hurt before he collided with Dwayne Sutter. And maybe all wrong on that. Kind of a bang-bang type of play. For Dwayne Sutter, that is his 5th goal of the year. And a pretty pass by Gillies. Gillies last year had only 12 goals the entire season, but 12 in the playoffs. But this year, now in 12 games coming into this one, he has 7 goals, and he set up a nice goal there. So Heron's going to try and pull himself up. Now, whether or not he can continue or not remains to be seen. Well, he's hobbled. Denny Heron. And he is favoring a leg. There's a look at Dwayne Sutter, one of 6 Sutter brothers who play in the NHL. 5th year now with the Islanders. First round draft choice in 1979. Brother Brent's kind of stealing the show this year from him. Heron will stay in, but I don't think it would take too much for Bob Berry to pull him out if the Islanders were to score another goal, depending on how he reacts. Denny is a very tough competitor. You really almost have to haul him off to bring him out of the cage. Mike Bullard with Bruce Crowder and Andy Brickley. Shedden comes off this line. He's been playing quite a bit with it, and it goes into the Penguins' end. From behind the net, Bodger, who just came out of the box, lead pass for Bullard, and that avoids his stick. We could have an icing call here, and that we will. So the Islanders will come back into the Penguins' end, and Heron still trying to skate off whatever problem he has with the leg. But it just appeared to me, by looking at it, that he twisted his knee before he got over to meet Brent Sutter on the play. He just kind of turned around to make the play and twisted his leg. There's Al Arbour, the head man of the New York Islanders, who had been rumored to possibly be retiring. He has stayed with the club. And Bullard now will match it up against Matt Saline. And Bullard won the draw to Rod Buskus. Along the near wing for Crowder. Islanders striking first with the power play goal by Dwayne Sutter. And the Islanders unable to keep control of it. Mike Bullard couldn't get it through in the left wing to Brickley. Nice checking by the Islanders. Nystrom off the boards. Looking for Anders Keller in the corner. And back in the play is Doug Bodger ahead for Bullard. Back 3-on-1. Bullard on the left side. Crowder's in front. Bullard going to the net. Pulls it around. A man takes the shot. The save is made by goaltender Billy Smith. The penalty coming up, though, against the New York Islanders. Well, the Pens had 2 men wide open, Crowder and Brickley. And Bullard went around the defenseman, got the shot off, but the penalty will be called anyway. We'll take a timeout. The New York Islanders have the lead, 1-0. Here from New York, this is the Penguins Hockey Network.
Mike Bullard on that rush, and the Islanders will be down a man now. The Penguins go to work on a power play that's 18th in the league right now.
Stephen Pearson, high sticking call, 7:51. And from the faceoff, Mantha on the left point to Lemieux. Right side pass high in the air to Bodger, but he'll knock it down. Settle the puck now to the near corner. He'll go to Warren Young. Young put it in behind the net. Gordy Lane and Babbage battle there. Babbage kicks at it. Lane with that big frame of his in there, and Goring. And Goring steps in, number 91, puts the muscle into Wayne Babbage and holds the puck there. Goring says he's now 35, that he wants to be a coach someday in the National Hockey League. He's great friends with former assistant Penguin coach Mike Corrigan. Michael's doing well these days. 1:37 left, and the penalty to Pearson. Islanders by 1, and a good play by Goring to break up the pass by Babbage. Goring, though, has 2 men to beat. And Bodgers swings him in behind the net. Goring still hustling, looking for the puck. And Babbage able to get a handle on it. Near side to Bodger. Goring's one of the premier short-handed men in the league, has been for years. Lemieux tried to step in against Gordy Lane. Good poke check by Gordy Lane. Then he worked the puck off his stick back to the neutral zone. Penguin power play at 13.7%. That is not an impressive mark. Gordy Lane again with a puck, and he wheels it up in around the Penguin goal. And Denny Herron, favoring that leg, hobbles back to the net. I wouldn't be surprised if Herron is not here the entire night. He may be trying to work out the problem that he has, but he is obviously hurt. And here are the Islanders, shorthanded, 2-on-2. Tonelli right side. Tonelli shooting the puck, and Herron, he moved his leg over that time. He reacted. The puck went wide. And I'm sure the Penguin coaching staff is seeing the same thing I am. Herron is in some obvious pain and in some trouble. Here is Lemieux. Lemieux with it at center red. Now to the near side to Randy Hillier. Hillier cuts up to the blue line. Knocked aside by Tonelli. And Tonelli coming to the Penguins' end. Gonna let a long shot go, and Herron just could hardly move at all to make the play. Off the far board. Now Brickley leaving the puck for Mike Buller with 14 seconds to go. I don't think the Pens have had a shot on goal here in this power play. Buller to the right side. He had it poked off his stick, and Hillier sets the attack up. So the penalty in 4 seconds will be over to Stefan Pearson. Islanders 1, Pittsburgh nothing. And the Islanders have it again. Penalty is over. Goring 1-on-2. Skating along into the pinch into Janssen. Fakes a shot. Now trying to let it go, and Hillier blocked that. Charlesworth into the far corner. Bumped by Goring, who takes the puck away. Good play to Gilbert. Now to Bossing. Look out, a shot. That went wide, and Herron falls down on the play. Janssen to the right wing corner for Bossy. Bossy into the corner for Gilbert. He skates out right point to Boudelier. The Islanders have noticed what's happening too. They're going to try and get a goal here. Bossing left side going to Janssen. Janssen shooting long. Herron went down. The puck for Bossing. Look out, a shot. Herron made that save, and he is still down, trying to get back up. Bullard with it. Somebody should just freeze the puck right now for the Pens, because Herron is in trouble. It goes behind the net. Charlesworth, Boudelier. Bullard is there. And he falls on top of it. Denny Herron is down. They're going to bring Steve Thomas on again. Now somebody had to see that Herron was struggling, and his own teammates too. And we'll take a timeout. 9:19 to go. Herron's gone for a skate again. We're going to see a goaltending change. 1-0 New York, and this is the Penguins Hockey Network. We'll step on now, and Dion, this is the first time this year we've seen 2 goaltenders in a game. Dion's record 2-4 with a 4.17. 10:41 the time that he comes on to replace Denny Herron, who has gone to the dressing room, and it appears to me to be a knee problem or a leg problem. What is surprising to me is that somebody didn't notice that earlier, because it was a full 2 minutes on the power play, and the Islanders had several chances to score, and the Pens probably should have frozen the puck a lot sooner than they did. Somebody should have been aware of it, and they just simply weren't. Here's Crowder, put it in front of the net, and it's picked up now by Bossy. Bossy through to center circle, and Bodger able to get a handle on that. He'll move it to the right wing corner, Islander zone, and Potvin back on the play, and he sends it to no man's land. It comes all the way back into Penguin territory. Dion watching Bodger throw it off the boards. Dion has had some great games against the Islanders over the years, including the playoff series, as the Penguins lost 3-2. Left point, Potvin. Put it in front. Bodger took a whack at it, cleared it before Brent Sutter could get there. And back to center, John Shabbat. Going to Crowder. Crowder with a wrist shot, and Billy Smith able to hold that one, caught it in the midsection. You know, the Islander defenseman backing in, allowing the Penguins to get some shots on Billy Smith. We have 8:28 to go in period number 1. Here's a look at it again.
Crowder managed to get the shot around Potvin, just kind of flipped it up towards the belly of Billy Smith, and he hung on. We saw Crowder playing on a line earlier with Mike Bullard and Andy Brickley, and Doug Shedden was on the line with John Shabbat. Probably a couple of reasons for that, which we'll get to in a moment.
Well, you can go ahead.
We got some time here.
speak to me.
Okay. I think he wants to see what Shedden can do with Shabbat. Let Shabbat have somebody on a line with him who he can feed and get some goals from.
After the face-off, the Penguins with a quick shot, and the Islanders have control of it. They lose it to Lemieux. Now right back it comes to center. And Charlesworth. And the Penguins guilty of an offside play.
Not only that, but Crowder could probably help Mike Bullard a little bit. He's a bit of a worker. Maybe get the puck to him a little bit, get him going. And so I guess Bob Berry just trying to spread the wealth around a little, get a little bit more balance on the lines.
Well, we told you they'd almost have to drag Denny Herron off the ice, and literally they did. They finally had to stop play and take him off into the dressing room. But we're hoping that it's nothing real serious, but the way he was reacting, he was in some obvious pain. So the Islanders leading 1-0. Just over 8 minutes left to go in the first period, and Babbage now with a handle on the puck going right side. He can fire from here. Lets it go, and the stop is made by Billy Smith. Babbage has scored a lot of goals in his NHL career from just that spot. In behind the net, Warren Young. Warren working very, very feverishly. Just a big, strong guy. The Bulldog trying to work his way around Flatley. And it comes in behind to him again, left side to Charlesworth. Slap shot, and that's off a stick in front. Lemieux going to Babbage, a shot. That was blocked. And the Islanders come out of their own end with a puck 3-on-2. Gilbert, LaFontaine, and Flatley. Gilbert left wing, right in front. LaFontaine. His shot, and the stop is made by Dion. Pretty passing play, but Dion a better save on LaFontaine. Cleared now by Pittsburgh. Deep into the Islanders end. The Finns just moments before came very close to scoring. The Islanders came back 3-on-2, but they were denied by Michel Dion. Now Gordy Lane working the puck to Dwayne Sutter. He is checked nicely by Crowder. Crowder is a great forechecker. There's no question his attributes lie in his checking ability. Off the near wing, Gilliso finds Goring right side to Sutter. Sutter shooting long, and Dion stops it with a pad and then smothers up on it and holds on. This is an interesting situation because the way it's been going for the Penguins, the goaltenders know exactly which game they're going to play. And I'm sure Dion mentally was not really prepared for this game to come in. But you have to kind of keep yourself sharp, and that's why both men warm up. But Dion coming on in a backup type of role now with Denny Herron gone. And the Islanders leading 1-0.
Wednesday, November 21st is Penn's team photo night. All fans receive a color team photo, compliments of Samson Buick. That's Wednesday, November 21st, Thanksgiving Eve, the Penguins and the Washington Capitals.
The Islanders, the shots on goal are 11-9, I believe, in favor of the Penguins here in the first period. Bullard shooting long, and that was a blistering slap shot. The bullet let it go, but it missed. Crowder at center. Into his own. He gave it away to Sutter, though, on that play. Sutter with a wrist shot. That save made by Michel Dion. And to center, it'll be Bruce Crowder. Crowder looking at Bullard. Lane stands him up nicely. Gordy Lane just flips the puck away from the big center iceman, and the center ice it goes. Brickley going to Maxwell. And to the near wing for Randy Hillier. He'll swing in deep. Hillier's going to take off. He centered the puck. Comes left side. Maxwell shooting. The stop is made by Smith. Bullard was pulled down by Anders Keller. And the penalty belongs to the New York Islanders. Bullard was hauled down in front of the net. Islanders will be shorthanded for the second time in the period. And we will go to a break right now. New York 1. The Penguins nothing. This is the Penguins Hockey Network.
Chance shooting the puck from the point. Bullard going to the net looking for a rebound, and Anders Keller pulled him down. He goes off for holding at 13:51, and the Penguins have their second power play opportunity.
Well, you worry when the skates come up like that. Mike Bullard's skates coming up, and Keller turned. And to catch him in the neck area would be pretty tough. Power play for the Finns. Turkey's on the table, but the puck is into the Penguins' end. Left side, Brent Sutter. Sutter trying to shoot it, and Mantha overhauled him. Mario Lemieux. Well, the Penguins trying to celebrate Thanksgiving a little bit early here and get a goal in the power play, which seems like forever since they've had one. Left side to Warren Young. Young, not a good pass there, but it does come through to Babbage. Babbage, left wing to Young, a wrist shot blocked by Gilbert. Ray Gilbert. Couldn't get into Penguin territory, but remember, the Islanders are shorthanded. Now Bodger leads the attack back. Doug Bodger and the Penguins trailing 1-0. Bodger going in front of the net. Poudelier. Paul Poudelier leaves the puck for Goring. And Goring finds open space and shoots it up into the Penguin zone. The rookie Bodger, just 18 years of age. Trying to beat Tonelli. He gets up to the Islander line. Can he get in? He's pulled down from behind. The Pens cannot get into the Islander zone. Bullard now drills it back into the corner. It goes behind the net. Up with the puck of Potvin. And Potvin shoots it all the way to the Penguin zone. We're down to 47 seconds to go. Charlesworth blasting the puck in. It came off the quarter board and stopped now behind the cage by Potvin. Can he clear it? No. Charlesworth kept it in. Around to the right, behind the goal to Brickley. Andy Brickley going to the left point. He'll give it to Charlesworth. Charlesworth firing, and that's blocked. And it comes back to center ice. Johnsonelli. Into the Penguins in. Brickley with a blind pass. 15 seconds to go in the penalty. Shed with the final rush. 8 seconds to go. Drop pass to Mike Bullard. Bullard checking the play by Potvin. There'll be a penalty coming up against Dennis Potvin. So as Caller's penalty is about to expire, Potvin gets caught on a tripping call. And the fans not too happy with the call here at the Nassau County Coliseum. And it looked like a pretty good check from the angle we saw it. Let's take a look at it.
Mike Bullard slammed on the brakes, and Potvin kept on coming. And look at Bullard going up in the air, skates again flying. And Potvin goes off. Tripping the call at 15:50. Pens will only have a two-man advantage for 1 second, so it really won't do them any good there, but they will have an extended power play. And they've really got to get the power play going, particularly on the road. When you get the opportunities, you got to take advantage of them.
Potvin the tripping call, and again the time, 15:50. To the left point, here's Lemieux. Right side, Amanda Caller is on, and that penalty is expired. Here are the Islanders. They got Caller open. He goes right wing against Lemieux. Two-line pass called against the New York Islanders. Well, the Pens had to be aware that he was coming on. And they got back on the play, but the two-line pass called against the New York Islanders. The Islanders here at home with a record of 6-1. On the road, they're 1-6. So they've been tough here in their own building, as they have been over the years. Here's the play again.
Mantha, unusual for him to wind up. He likes to take a wrist shot. That time he took a long time to get the shot off, and it was poked away.
Foot scoring, winning the faceoff, and it comes to Pearson, and away it goes. This will be the third power play chance for the Penguins, and they trail 1-0. Mantha almost lost the puck to Keller, but he does bring it up now to the left side to Mike Bullard. And the Bullet moving to the Islander end. Offside play. Brickley on the left wing. And boy, the Penguins, you know, it's almost a matter now of trying to set something up. They don't understand what's going on either. They're almost going to have to be to the point where they're going to have to dump the puck in and try and make things happen, because they're not getting the puck into the zone with any authority. They're losing it just inside the blue line. And that's the most frustrating thing on a power play you can have. So you almost got to dump it in and chase after it and go to beat the other team, or change your attack, change your style on what side you're going to go in on, or how you're going to work it. And it's easier said than done, believe me. A minute 29 to go in the Dennis Potvin penalty. The only goal of the game by Dwayne Sutter of the Islanders. Brent Sutter out here now. Lemieux works it up into the Islanders' end. Spotting the puck is Stefan Pearson to Paul Boudelier. And he moves it out to center to Bossy. Look out here. Bossy around Lemieux, shooting the puck. And the stop is made by Dion. Lemieux comes running and storming back. He's pulled down by Mike Bossy, and the play continues. Brent Sutter in the left wing. Brent Sutter, he is hit by Bodger, and off it goes to Wayne Babbage. Overtaken on the play by Mike Bossy. Bossy to Stefan Pearson. Pearson to Bossy to Pearson. It's almost as the Islanders are playing catch with the puck, and they drill it up the length of the ice. 2:59 left in period number 1, and 46 seconds now to go in the penalty. Babbage couldn't get it to Bodger. Came off the boards. Bodger finally to Lemieux. Into the Islanders' end. Lemieux shoots the puck, and it's stopped by Smith. The rebound comes right back to him. Well, Lemieux taking the shot that time. And Billy Smith just standing there like the Statue of Liberty. Didn't move. He just covered the angle, and the stop was made. He tried to go between his legs.
Good play by Mario. He had the man coming to the net, and he has been accused lately. The man coming to the net was Warren Young, by the way. He has been accused maybe of not shooting enough. So that time he used Warren Young as a decoy and waited, and then took the shot. Billy Smith, though, was just wasn't bothered at all by Warren Young, and he just stayed right with Lemieux and made the save. Made it look easy. Gordy Lane.
Enough service in the league where he does not have to wear a helmet. He signs a waiver sheet, but he doesn't want to.
The way things have been going, I think the Islanders, all of them, are going to start wearing helmets. They've been getting hit in practice, and they're losing a couple of guys because of it. They lost Bob Bourne because of that. Paul Boudelier took 66 stitches the other day by getting hit with a puck in practice, and they weren't wearing helmets in practice.
Shedden against Goring. But it comes to the right point to Buskis. A shot deflected off the shoulder of Shedden. Brickley gets the loose puck near corner. Brickley behind the net to Shedden. Shedden looking which way to go here. He goes to Brickley near side. 20 seconds on the penalty. In front, off Gordy Lane. Loose. Put in by Johnson, I believe, or Bullard, or Brickley. I'll have to wait and see who put it in. Johnson was around the net. We'll have to wait and see who poked it in. Penguins have tied the game in a power play goal.
I think Bullard took a sweep at it and might have reached through there and tried to push it towards the net, and it looks like it might have gone off one of the Islanders and into the net. See if we can see it. Bullard cutting across the goal mouth. Now watch, he got a little bit of a stick on it, but Thomas Johnson, it looked like, got more of it than Bullard did. Put it in his own net. Brickley throwing it across. It hit Gord Lane in front of the net. Bullard did get a stick on it and sweep it into the net, so Bullard does get the goal all the way.
Brickley and Shedden should assist on the play. As the Penguins tie the game at the 17:35 mark, a power play goal.
Pittsburgh goal, his 6th of the season.
And it's number 6 for the Bullets.
Mike Bullard. The assist went to number 23, Andy Brickley, and number 14, Doug Shedden. The time of the goal, 17:35.
So the Penguins tie the game in their third power play chance.
Power play goal at 17.
As Mike Bullard, the Penguins captain, gets his 6th of the campaign. Back to play again. Dennis Potvin. And it's an offside play against the New York Islanders. The goal-getters again in the first period. Dwayne Sutter for the Islanders and Mike Bullard for the Penguins. Penguins out shooting New York 13-11. The Islanders and Rangers played last night in overtime. Between the two teams, they had 88 shots on goal. That's an all-time Islander record for the most in one game between two teams. And a lot of shots here, really, in this first period. 13-11. Islanders forced to their own end. McSorley trying to put the body into. Duddick kicked that now by the Islanders. Duddick now playing out here with Potvin. It's the young rookie out of Lethbridge. LaFontaine. He can't clear. The Penguins doing a good job of checking the Islanders in their own end. Finally, LaFontaine gets the puck. Out the right side to Pat Flatling. He's hammered on the play by Brian Maxwell on a good solid check. Boutet. McSorley is tripped and play goes on. Back to center ice. The Islanders with Pat Flatley going to the off wing. Steer it to the near corner. McSorley wrap it around the boards, around to the left side for Pat Boutet. He and Taylor out. 2-on-3 play though. 1:10 to go in the period. Boutet's long shot went off the glass to the near corner. Boutet's going to turn and go to the bench as the Penguins try and make a line change here. Gilbert sneaking over to LaFontaine. LaFontaine moving to the Penguin blue line. He does not go in. He'll leave it back for Stefan Pearsall. Around to Janssen. And he rifles it into the Penguin zone. Bodger off the board. Up over the, not over the glass. It stayed in. Shabbat is on here now for the Penguins. Put in behind the net. This is Brent Sutter. Sutter around to the left wing, and it goes by Janssen all the way to the New York Islanders blue line. Janssen rink wide for Stefan Pearsall. Up finally to Bossy. Quick pass to Brent Sutter. Penguins in to Zanelli. He fires. Oh, he shoots and scores. John Zanelli up high over the left shoulder of Michel Dion. The Islanders take a 2-1 lead. Watch the play, and then we'll take a break. Here's the shot by Tonelli. Dion going down a little bit. One over his left shoulder.
Boy, Brent Sutter found Tonelli, and Tonelli got the one place he could find. He got it right up over the elbow of Dion. Dion was leaning a little bit to the right, and Tonelli saw that upper right-hand corner and put it right where he wanted to.
Goal number 10 for John Tonelli. So a big goal by the Islanders gives them a 2-1 lead here. As time is running out late in the first period. Around to the left wing corner. Here's Brent Sutter. He works it around to John Tonelli. Tonelli again. Quickly back. 10 seconds to go. Tonelli centers it. Look out here. Loose puck in front of Lemieux. Takes it out of a traffic jam. Working his own end well. Lemieux shoots it long on Bill Smith. And the Islander goaltender makes the stop. But the Islanders get a big goal late in the first period. And at the end of one, the scoreboard reads the New York Islanders 2 and the Penguins 1. And this is the Penguins Hockey Network.
You know, there are a lot of new faces in this Penguin locker room this year, and one of them is always smiling. Face of Doug Bodger, the Penguins' second first-round draft pick. You know, Doug's positive attitude and talents have already made a big contribution to the Penguins' early success this season.
I definitely think that's a family background thing we have. We've always been that way. We've always been positive about things, and when we played hockey, you know, we knew we were going to win, and you know, we knew what we were going to do and what we could do. And I have two older brothers who played hockey, and I think that gave me my incentive to play hockey, because they both played, and I went to watch them play, and you know, they were out there, and I figured, hey, if they can play, I want to play too. So I'm a relaxed player. That's my style. I like to relax. When I'm nervous and tense, I tend to make mistakes, and so I just like to tend to relax and do my job. I'm definitely excited about being here. It's been my dream ever since I was a little kid to play in the National Hockey League, and I'm very proud to play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I wasn't expecting Pittsburgh. It was wasn't really in my mind of my first choice. But when the pick came up, and after you sit down and think about it a little bit, you know, as the club was a last place team last year, and I knew they needed help, and it was a better chance for me to come in and play this year. It's a great city. It's much like home for me in British Columbia. A lot of hills, a lot of trees, so it's not too cold, but it's been really good so far. I really enjoyed it. Had a little trouble with traffic, but everything else is going really well. I really like it here.
Mike Ford, good pass, left side, Bodger, slap shot, score!
I didn't even know I scored it until I looked up and my name was announced. Like, oh, give me the puck.
Game in and game out for the start of the season, he has probably been our most consistent, most steady defenseman. I don't think he's a flashy type player. You're not going to see him make end-to-end rushes, but I think the quality and the skills that this young man possesses, I would go so far as to say that he has a chance to be an all-star in this league within the near future.
A big game. He always plays well in this building, and I think he needs to do that tonight to get back on track a little bit.
Stephen Hearns dropped by from Amber's PA, wanted to say hello to the folks back home. He works for ABC here and dropped us off some nice little gifts, and we appreciate that. So hello to everybody that knows Stephen Hearns. Here we go. Second period underway. Back behind the net. The Penguins in. Buskus lead it down the right wing for Crowder. Up ahead is center to Mike Bullard, who has the only Penguin goal. Penguins trail by one. His pass intended for Brickley. Behind him, Flatley trying to counterattack, and his pass had escaped. But Flatley recovers to get it nicely to LaFontaine. Stripped of the puck by Andy Brickley. Coming right back to Dennis Potvin. Gerald Diddick and Potvin, the two defensemen. Up in the left wing, here's Gilbert. And he lets one go, and Dion's able to kick that out of there. Flatley behind the net. Pinned against the boards by Buskus. Buskus is down on the ice. Flatley working hard. Flatley, and it's knocked away finally back to center ice. Flatley's out of the same mold that John Tonelli would be, although I think Tonelli has proven himself a little bit more, but Flatley is that same type of digger and works very hard. Now back to center, it's Bossy. Bossy turning to center circle, off to Potvin, who will streak in deep. Bodger tried to cut him down. It comes to LaFontaine, and his shot didn't have too much on it. Dion saw that one all the way. Kicked it away to the far corner. Tonelli was knocked down by Babbage. But Tonelli is going to be on the ice an awful lot. It's just a style of play. Around to the near wing. Pearson keeping it in. The Islanders. And the puck deflected high off a stick. I think we have a high stick on the call, and that'll stop play. We played a minute 19 to this first period, or second period, I beg your pardon, and it's 2-1 Islanders. There's a look at John Tonelli.
He's gotten off to a good start. He's got 9 goals and 15 assists for 24 points. Now 10 goals with that goal late in the first period. He played in the Canada Cup. He was the MVP there, and they say that the work he was able to get during that period of time really helped him. He struggled in the playoffs last year because of a shoulder injury, so he was happy to get some work before the season, and he's playing real well early this year.
Sixth year with the Islanders, he's averaged 30 goals a year. And that is just from the way he works. Back to center. The Islanders again setting up shop, and here's Mike Bossy. Bossy circling in his own end, looking for somewhere to go. Lemieux trying to check him. Pass off to the near wing to Pearson. And now tap it ahead to John Tonelli. Border to check. Through to center. Charlesworth trying to put the body into Tonelli. The Islanders again with the puck. Brent Sutter off the left wing. And it deflects up off over the glass into the crowd again. And we've got a stoppage in play. We've played almost 2 minutes here of period number 2. The score, the Islanders 2 and the Penguins 1, and this is the Penguins Hockey Network. Doug Shedden, the trio out for Coach Bob Berry. The Penguins trail by a goal, and Butch Goring lays it off to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter into the Penguins in off Hillier's stick. Dion sweeps it away to the far side. Dwayne Sutter put the shoulder into Randy Hillier. Now behind the net, Goring trying to center. Take Clark Gillies against Jimmy Hamilton. And Dwayne Sutter follows on. Gillies knocked down by Hamilton. Loose in front. Look out. Gillies trying to get a handle on it and tee it up. 6'3" Clark Gillies. He goes to the smallest Goring. Back to Gillies, but he fanned on the attempted shot. Gillies again keeps it in. Left point. Gordy Lane. And his shot in front knocked away by Maxwell. The Islanders, though, put it behind the net. Here's Gillies trying to center, and it came off the stick of Randy Hillier. John Shabbat kicking at the puck. Couldn't find Shedden ahead. Shedden, though, will corral it to the blue line. Over to Jim Hamilton, who has 2 goals for the Penguins since being called up from Baltimore. Billy Smith around the far wing. Gordy Lane a little bit slow in getting to it. We'll go around the near side. Here is Nystrom taking a check. And the puck's played out and back in, so we have an offside call against the Penguins. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Hockey Network.
WPGH TV 53, Pittsburgh.
Mike Lang along with Paul Steigerwald here at the Nassau County Coliseum. Hope you're enjoying this game tonight, wherever you may be. Penguins trail it 2-1. Anders Keller, joined by Matt Saline and Bobby Nystrom. Diddick looked ahead. Bodger stopped that play. And now Bodger will do it again. Up the left wing to Young. Now it comes to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux right side to Babbage. Quick slap shot, and Smith cut the angle down and made a save on that. Around to the near wing. Nystrom. Rink wide pass for Matt Saline. Steps by Lemieux. Helene into the Penguins end. Buska's trying to line him up. He gets by him. Goes behind the net. Helene coming out. Helene still with the puck. And Lemieux finally rides him into the boards with a solid check. Bodger and Nystrom collided, but the Penguins have the disc, and this is Wayne Babbage. Ridden off the puck from behind by Bobby Nystrom. Spin it over to Diddick. And his pass, not a good one. Bodger has it. He'll put it right back to the blue line. And they go back and forth, and finally it's the Islanders with the puck. Helene into the Penguins end. Lost it. Here's Babbage counterattacking, but 2-on-3. Going to Lemieux. Mario looks for an opening. Skates to left side. Lemieux drop pass to Young, left wing. Young goes in. Lemieux is hauled down. There'll be a penalty this time against the Islanders. Young with the puck, right side. Diddick slows him down. And the Islanders have possession, so we'll get a face-off in the Islanders zone. We will take a timeout. 15:48 left in period number 2. The Islanders by 1. And this is the Penguins Hockey Network.
Swede Matt Saline sits in the box for tripping at 4:12. He pulled down Mario Lemieux, and finally a call on one of those times when Mario is pulled down. So the Penguins with another power play chance, their 3rd of the night.
This is power play chance number 4. This is Mantha with a wrist shot, and that's off the stick of Billy Smith. Back to the left side area, the Islanders zone. New York gets control of it, and Brent Sutter finds the opening and will play it up around Michel Liard. On the left wing, it's Andy Brickley. Brickley finds Bullard. Bullard into the Islanders' end. Takes a shot that was partially deflected by Pearson. Wide of the goal. All the way to the right wing corner. Butch Goring. Tap it over to Boudelier. And Paul Boudelier will wheel it by everybody. And it comes again all the way to the Penguin net. 1:20 left in the penalty. Mantha finding Todd Charlesworth alone. Slide a nice little pass to Mantha. Up on the play to center red. Islanders in. Throw it by Pearson into the corner. Boudelier back in the play very quickly. Falls down, but flips the puck in the same motion, and away it goes. The Islanders Goring after it, so is Charlesworth. Charlesworth back to get it. And Greg Gilbert, shorthanded for the Islanders, has it behind the net. Tried to center it. It came in front of Goring, and a quick shot, and then stopped by Dion. Ben's a little unorganized right now, trying to get this power play going. Here's Shedden down the right wing. Boudelier to beat. Cuts in on it. Center. A quick shot. Score. Andy Brickley. Oh, great balls of fire. Andy Brickley ties the game for the Penguins. He was hauled down as he let it go. But a perfect feed by Doug Shedden. The Penguins have tied the game at 2.
Well, Doug Shedden getting an opportunity to get back on the right side with Mike Bullard, and he did all the work himself, though, this time around. Boudelier one-hands it in front to Brickley, just going by the net. And Brickley, good stick work to get the stick down on the puck and shovel it up into the goal, despite the fact that he was being pulled down. Doug Shedden really charging down that right side, just using some strength and as much as he could to get that pass in front. He one-handed it in front. Beautiful play, and Brickley going by, falling down, but still getting the shot off and into the net.
Doug Shedden, the time of the goal, 5:32.
5:32, the time of the goal.
Only number 2 for Brickley, but it gets the Penguins into tie here right in front. A quick shot by Brent Sutter, and Dion has just dropped. Brent Sutter. Oh, my, the Islanders wasted a little time coming back, and Dion reached up with the left hand and pulled it down. Sutter, I'm sure, thought he had himself a goal there.
That's 2 real big saves that Dion has made here in the last couple of minutes. He made a huge save on Goring in front after Greg Gilbert had done a good job of forechecking in that penalty-killing situation. And he comes back and makes a big save on Brent Sutter. Have a look at Michel. Who will ever forget the goaltending performance he put on in the playoffs a few years ago?
You know, as funny as the Penguins' power play has gone all night, it really hasn't been that strong, but they have 2 power play goals. Washington at New Jersey. First period, leading 1-0. This game is tied at 2, 14-12 to go in the second period. John Shabbat looking ahead for Boutet. And he lost his balance, went off his skates. He went for the puck behind the goal. Potvin bumps him. Crowder couldn't get a handle on it. John Tonelli will. Out to Brent Sutter of New York. And the right wing pass. Dion will come out and play the puck. We've got a penalty coming up here. And Ron Fournier will make the call against the Penguins, a holding call. And the Islanders go to work with a man advantage. We'll take a timeout. The game is all tied. The Penguins 2, the Islanders 2. And this is the Penguins Hockey Network. Now as we come back to play, the Islanders have just scored on a long-range shot from the faceoff. Bruce Kreider are going in for holding at 6:04. You'll get a chance at it. The Islanders score a power play goal of their own.
Well, there's the faceoff. That's Paul Boudelier. He cranks it up and drives it right between the pads of Michel Dion. Michel trying to squeeze it, but it was already in the net.
His 5th of the season, scored by number 4.
Another look at it.
Boudelier.
Islanders win the draw. Boudelier drifting as he fired that one right between the pads of Michel Dion.
LaFontaine winning the faceoff, and it was pulled back.
Power play goal at 6:09.
To Boudelier. So it's a 3-2 game now. The Islanders scoring just 5 seconds after Crowder went in. Here's Warren Young at center. He's decked on the play. The penalty to Crowder, to be honest about it, was a very, very questionable call, but it's almost like even up time for Fournier. And the Islanders do respond with a power play goal. In fact, if you saw the replay, we couldn't because we were in a break. He didn't even come close to holding it. The fans force it up into the Islanders' end. And off the near wing, it's Flatley. Flatley skating to center. Put it inside the Penguin line. Lemieux had it. He gave it to LaFontaine. LaFontaine working the right wing. He sent it back into the slot area, and Warren Young, working his own end, has possession. Young now on the move to center. Flip it into the right wing corner. Thomas Janssen back on the play. Janssen scoots around behind the net. He can fly. Lemieux slowed him down, but he keeps on coming. Off the stick of John Tonelli for Bossy. Left side. Look out. Janssen cutting for the net. In front to Tonelli. He's too well tied up by Busty. Now another penalty coming up against the Penguins. On the near wing, Lemieux gets possession. And we will get a stoppage in play. Holding call to Rod Busquets. Let's quickly get out of here. 3-2 New York. This is the Penguins Hockey Network.
Thomas Janssen coming late on the play decided to charge right down the slot with a puck. He could have shot it there, but he decided to go to Tonelli, and Busquets was holding John Tonelli. And he goes to the box. And as you see, poor holding at 7:21. So the Islanders with another power play chance, already leading 3-2.
Pearson and Potvin work the points. Brent Sutter, Mike Bossy, and John Tonelli in the front line, and Doug Bodger working the puck back to the Islanders zone. This is Pearson to Dennis Potvin, the Islanders captain. Off the boards, Brent Sutter will take command of it. He'll play it to the Penguins' left wing corner. Tonelli overskates. Bossy won't. Bossy has it. Bossy in front, going to Pearson. Now the center point to Potvin. Leaving it for Bossy, and the attempted pass. Taylor broke up the play across, and it comes back to the neutral zone. Pearson looking for room. That's a good pass to Bossy. In front, look for Tonelli. It's too well covered, and on the play, Taylor trying to get it out. He couldn't. Comes to Bossy. He can fire. Look out here. Flips it over to Tonelli. Shooting. That hit Dion on the shoulder, I believe. Off his arm, and it comes away, and the Penguins clear it out. Bodger's hustling to get off the ice. He's tired right now. A minute to go in the penalty to Rod Busquets. 3-2, the Islanders lead here in the second period. Potvin with the play to the right wing boards. Maxwell, good effort to get back and get the puck first. He tries to clear and gets a second chance and does. Janssen finds a handle. Right wing to Clark Gillies. Drop pass to Bossy. Watch the wrist shot. He doesn't take it. Goes to Boudelier. Slap shot. And Dion never saw it. There's Gillies in front of that net. Boy, how do you move him out of there? Cleared away by Pittsburgh. And the goaltender is helpless when he stands in front of you. The only way you can do it is get a goaltender this bigger. Here's Janssen. And he'll work it around the near wing for Dwayne Sutter. 20 seconds to go in the penalty. Janssen again on the move to Gorey. Right wing to Dwayne Sutter. He'll move in, and Maxwell. Another good play by Maxwell to knock it off his stick, and the Penguins clear. Ready to come on is Buskus. We have just 2 seconds to go in his penalty now. Janssen rushing up. Shedden trying to cut him off. Through it comes deep into the Pens in. Let's see if there's an icing call here. The Islanders back. They'll get to the puck first, and it's a live puck. Left wing corner. Pens want to face up, but Hillier is alone on the play. Now, finally, they jam it up, and they'll hold it right there. 10:20 to go in period number 2. The New York Islanders have the lead over the Pittsburgh Penguins. We're halfway home in regulation time. 3-2 New York. This is the Penguins Hockey Network. Penguins trying to work their way back into a tie again. They're down 3-2. Potvin lets one go, and Dion stops that. LaFontaine on the left wing board. LaFontaine to Greg Gilbert. Into the corner for Flatley. It's the hard-working line the Islanders have. And Shedden takes the puck away. Out to center. It goes ahead for Brickley. Brickley. Diddick trying to slow him down. And Brickley still maintains possession, working the hips well. Good play by Brickley to Bullard. His pass went right up the alley, but nobody was home. The linesman on the play raised his hand as though it was going to be an icing call. I don't think he saw who fired it. It was Mike Bullard. Now Bullard down the left wing. And he couldn't find Brickley in the slot. The Islanders counterattack off the left wing boards. Gilbert will pass it up down to LaFontaine. To Flatley. And a shot and stopped by Dion's right skate. Bullard to Shedden. 9:25 left second period. Shedden guns one, and Lane stops that. Billy Smith steering it over near boards to Boudelier, who has 5 goals on the year now. Paul Boudelier through to the red line, and Todd Charlesworth. He is paired with Mantha. Right side pass to Babbage. Hit on the play by Gordy Lane. The puck sails into New York territory. And with the puck is Boudelier around the right wing for Flatley. Avoids Charlesworth, who's trapped on the play, and here come the Islanders. Look out. Right side, Helene, wrist shot, and that one took off. Oh my, right up into the crowd. That one took off and sailed up into the crowd here. It had a lot of authority on it. 3-2 New York.
Mike, it's time for our Equibank trivia question, and here it is. Who is the Islanders' all-time leader in shorthanded goals? We talked about that earlier, shorthanded goals. Who's the leader?
Well, the Islanders have always had good penalty killing here. This year, a little bit on the slow side, 76.3%. But they used to be a constant 80s. There were a couple of players there that used to handle those duties. One of them is now a broadcaster with the Islanders. There's a fellow right here who has scored a ton of shorthanded goals. I don't know if they have the Islander record. We'll let you fans think about it. Wheeled into the Islanders in. Boudelier off the left wing to Matt Saline. Right side to Nystrom. New York leading by 1. Nystrom to the Pens in. And he can't find Helene cutting back with that. It's Warren Young. Right wing to Babbage. They look for Lemieux. Comes to the right point. Good play by Hillier, but he couldn't quite keep it in. Helene just forced him outside the blue line. Maxwell to the right side. To Babbage ahead. Lemieux's going to go after. Lemieux might have a chance. He shoots the puck, and he just missed to the far side. Lemieux almost buried that one on the far post. Cleared back to center. And Maxwell relays it over far wing for Andy Hillier. And back it goes into New York territory. Now the Pens starting to come on here. Take the play away from New York a little bit. Young to Babbage. Left point. He tried to go to the open man Bodger. Picked off by Nystrom. Anders Kaller. And he is triple team. Lost possession. The Pens have it. Here's Lemieux on the left side taking a lead pass. Stop. Looks for Young. Try to go across to him. And the pass was broken up very neatly by Gordy Lane. And it'll be called back on a 2-line pass here against the New York Islanders. If you joined us late, the Islanders led 2-1 at the end of the first period. Now they lead 3-2, and that's when we'll pause. 7:38 left in the period. This is the Penguins Hockey Network. Well, the Penguins trying to get back and tie this game, and right now the Islanders on home ice have a 3-2 lead. And they're on the move again. John Tonelli. Off the glass, around to the near corner. Roger finds possession. He'll come up the left wing to John Shabbat. Give it to Hamilton, left wing to Shabbat. Where's number 9? And Ron Flockhart, of course, traded to Montreal, had that same number. The left wing side, Brent Sutter to Bossy, back to Sutter. Sutter trying to move in on the defenseman, lets the backhand shot go. Dion got a piece of that. I think it was off the net. And again, it sails back to the neutral area. Pearson's lead pass, broken up by Busquets. But Tonelli trying to get by Crowder. That's a nice matchup there. Crowder against Tonelli. And here come the Penguins 3-on-2. Shabbat to Crowder, right side. Hamilton trails the play. Goes to Shabbat. Big shot. He shoots and scores. John Shabbat beats Billy Smith on the far side. And Pittsburgh ties the game again. It's 3-3.
Well, that ought to make Bob Berry very happy. Here's a guy who he coached last year in Montreal. Crowder and Shabbat. Crowder makes a nice little pass. Shabbat finds the corner and snaps it right inside the post to tie it 3-3. Another look at it. Shabbat, nice little pass to Crowder to get him started down the right side. Shabbat hanging back right in the hole a little bit. There's the puck. There's the goal. His second of the year, first as a Penguin.
So the Penguins striking for a tying goal again. 3 times they've tied the game. We're still in the second period. Back into his own end. Here's Todd Charlesworth. Charlesworth looking up. Duddick took it away, but he gave it right to Mantha. Mantha falls down on the play, and as Gilly's got a piece of him. This is Dennis Potvin to Duddick. A rookie paired with a veteran. Offside play coming up against the Penguins. Well, 3 times the Penguins have been down on the count. 3 times they've rallied.
Scored by number 9.
As they're announcing the goal, Mike, we ought to announce who the answer is of the Penguins trivia question.
What the answer is? Well, I'm going to say that it was one of the better penalty killers in the league when he played here. Lauren Henning, I'll say, was the all-time shorthanded goal leader. I know Goring maybe has more than he does, but maybe not in an Islander uniform. He's got to be close, too, because he's had about 5 or 6, maybe more, against the Penguins himself since he's been here.
Well, you're right.
Now tell me what number Lauren Henning wore. Back it goes behind the Penguin net. And around to the near side. Duddick lost it. Here comes Brickley back. 2-on-1 with Shed. Left side. Is he going to shoot it? No. Yes, he does. It looked like he was going to go to Shed, and then he let it go. The stop was made. Boy, I thought he was going to go to Shedden. Shedden lost his stick. Back behind the net. He picks it up, though, and has it again. In front, Bullard took a heavy check. Duddick put him out of the play. And the puck comes through to center. Brickley waited so long to take that shot, I didn't think he was going to take it. And it's played up high stick on the call. He waited so long, he really didn't have a chance to get a good angle on the net, I believe. Coming back, and Shedden was too far in. But the Penguins had an opportunity there. We're tied at 3 with 5:26 left in period number 2.
Shedden was really digging hard coming down that right side, too. He was going right to the net like he should on a 2-on-1. And Brickley was hoping that maybe Shedden charging in like that would disrupt Billy Smith's concentration, and then Brickley just threw it right at Smith.
The Islanders' big problem period this year has been the third. They've been giving up a lot of leads. The teams have been coming back on them in the third period. And they are at center ice, are the Pens now, with the puck. Warren Young. Double teamed along the near boards in front of the penalty box area. And the whistle sounds. There'll be a face-off coming up. Maxwell in there also. There's a look at Warren Young, the Bulldog. Boy, he has one of the biggest necks I think I've ever seen on a hockey player, Warren Young. I wouldn't want to buy his shirts by the material. Lemieux and Babbage square it off, and it's pulled back into the Islanders' end. Off the board, through to center red, and it's Hillier directing it back in. Boudelier will take it from Billy Smith. Good shot by Shabbat, too, to tie the game. And a wrist shot. This is an icing play coming up, apparently, against the Islanders. Maxwell will touch it. And back it comes. You remember Mr. Henning's number? I believe it was number 11. I can still see Lauren Henning and Eddie Westfall killing penalties in 1975. The series against the Penguins. And I can still see Eddie Westfall putting that puck in the net in the 7th game for a 1-0 victory.
I can still see Lauren Henning in Montreal last summer telling me that the Penguins would be the most improved team in the league this year. And he said that the night before the draft, not afterwards. So he must have had a premonition or something, but he just felt the Penguins were going to be a vastly improved team this season. And he was serious. He wasn't just saying that to make us feel good.
This is Thomas Janssen, number 3. Ahead to center to Brent Sutter. Bossy couldn't get to the puck, and Bodger will flip it up the sideboard. Well, Bossy's the big goal scorer for this club. Finelli trying to set things up. We'll go up the left wing to Mike Bossy. Bossy to Pearson. And the pass too hard by Pearson. Was it behind center red? It might be an icy play, but the Islanders get there, and that waves it off. But Lemieux works his own in again. Pass out, intercepted by Janssen. Janssen in front. Here's Brent Sutter turning and shooting the puck wide. Mike Bossy behind the net to John Tonelli. You can't give Tonelli any room at all. You just got to keep bumping him and move him off the puck. Brent Sutter right side to Pearson. In front, look out. Brent Sutter shooting the puck. The stop is made by Dion from close range. This is Janssen. To Michael Bossy. Hit the post. Janssen the 3-3 tie. Intercepted by Lemieux, but I think he's out of gas. He still keeps coming with a 2-on-2 with Babbage. Lemieux throws it towards the net. He's got to turn and go off here. He's completely out of gas. Then we're trying to get new troops on. Lead pass for Goring. Trying to beat Mantha. Goring fires, and that's missed. Here's Hamilton with some space, left wing. He cranks it up, and down to his knees is Smith to stop the puck and hold on. Billy guessed wrong in that play, but the shot was not there. As Hamilton did not get all the wood to it. I think he could have beaten him. 3-3 the score. And we'll return here to the Nassau County Coliseum in a moment. This is the chance to score. I just don't think he got the puck flat on the ice when he tried to let it go, and now it's frozen against Billy Smith. Out of town, Boston leading Detroit. In Detroit, 2-1 in the second period.
I don't know if our viewers noticed, Mike. I don't know if he noticed either, but Jimmy Hamilton choked up on the stick. He took the pass up that left wing. It was interesting the way he had to choke up to get the pass because it was in his skates.
You saw the coach of the Islanders, Al Arbor. Hamilton along the near side, giving the puck to John Shabbat, who has the tying goal for the Penguins. Left point to Charles, where they couldn't hold it with his skate. And it comes through to the center circle. Mantha puts it back in. Offside coming up here, delayed. Hotman's going to take it back, and as he does, the offside call. Well, Shabbat has a broken stick. We'll head over to the bench, but he's going to go right on off. Now, goal scoring for the Penguins tonight, Mike Bullard, Andy Brickley, and John Shabbat, the newcomer, Dwayne Sutter, John Tonelli, and Pat Boudelier. Oh, we're going to the West Coast next Friday, too. That's right. The Penguins will be battling the Los Angeles Kings. That'll be a week from tonight, and that game will be on our television network from Los Angeles. I hope you'll be viewing in on that one. Far side, it's Shedden banking the puck off the wood and through to the Islanders end. Diddick in a race with Brickley for the puck, and he does win it. Gets it to Potvin. Outlet off the boards to center. 2.5 left in the second period. Hillier and Maxwell paired defensively now for Coach Bob Berry. This is Maxwell. And up to center to Mike Bullard. Brickley and Shedden back on the wings now. Into Islander real estate. Dennis Potvin quickly out. Left wing to Goring and up for Gillies. Couldn't get it through Maxwell. What the Pens don't want to do now is do what they did in the first period, is give up a late goal if they can help it. Hillier's pass off the money. Diddick now giving the puck to Gilbert. Look out. Goes to Flatley. Flatley couldn't hold it. He gets it back. Turning. They let him go, and he takes the shot, and that was stopped. Well, Brickley gave up on the play there. And it almost cost the Penguins because Flatley had mishandled the puck, and he got a second crack at it. Gilbert in his own end. Shoots it up off LaFontaine. Might be an icing call. Hillier back, and he will get it. We're down to a minute 32 to go. Toronto and Chicago, first period, 1-0. The Maple Leafs lead there. Dan Daouz scoring for the Maple Leafs. And Hartford and Quebec, there is no score in the first period.
Here's a look at Jethro on the bench. Clark Gillies. And they call him Jethro because he looks like the guy in the Beverly Hillbillies.
What was his name?
Jethro Bodine.
He was the son of one of the
Jr.
famous fighters in all of America.
Clark Gillies, I understand, has teamed up with one of his teammates to run a limousine service. I think he and Ken Morrow are in that business.
Brent Sutter against Mario Lemieux, and Brent Sutter will go down on the ice, and Lane and Babish get the sticks up. And the Penguins defenseman came in on the play, so this faceoff's going to go outside of the Islander line as tempers heat up. And Gordy Lane is going to go off. Might be a high sticking call. Now one of the Pens will too.
Right off the draw, Lemieux did not win the faceoff. Brent Sutter ended up on top of the puck, and as Babish was going for the puck, Gord Lane wrapped him across the back. Babish took exception to it.
Let's see where they have the faceoff. The faceoff, by the rules, should be outside the blue line. The Islanders are arguing, and they're absolutely right. Fournier is having one of those nights that the Penguin defenseman came across the circle. There's no question about that. And the Islanders have a tremendous, legitimate beef here.
Islanders penalty number 24, Gord Lane, 2 minutes high sticking. Time of the penalty is 18:32.
Unless the rule reads on a penalty, it would not be called. That might be right. He might be going on that. Here's Lemieux kicking the puck to Bodger. His wrist shot, that sailed upstairs. That might very well be the call because penalties were called. If there's action around the net and somebody leaves that position and goes in, but that might be the call. But in the normal instance, if you go across where the linesman is right now to handle this face-off, if the defenseman go across after the stoppage in play, the face-off is brought outside the blue line. That was a new rule instituted a couple of years ago.
That's to keep those extra players from coming into the fray and starting a fight. Just to keep as many players out of that as possible.
Lemieux won the face-off. The Penguins work it in behind the Islander goal. We're down to 1:15 to go. Here in period number 2, we're tied at 3. And Janssen cutting back up ice. Oh, Young is hit by John Tonelli in the face with a stick unintentionally. Young trying to turn around, and Tonelli checked on him right away as the sticks came up. Now Lemieux in his own end. Lemieux looking outlet. Young appears to be stunned on the play. It is John Tonelli. Tonelli feeding across. Buskus lost it in front. A quick shot by Sutter, and that's stopped by Michel Dion. Now Tonelli with Lemieux on him. Penguins trying to get it out. Buskus slides it over to Lemieux. Lemieux, you can see, is working his end of the ice, and very hard. Back it comes to the Islander blue line. It is Janssen. Janssen is up. Bounce it into the Penguins' end. 30 seconds to go in the period. Here is a heavy check. Pearson on Young. They battle. Buskus wraps it around the horn. Far left point. Janssen shooting in the slot area. Broken up. John Tonelli with it. And Lemieux stops that maneuver, knocks it off his stick, and sends it back to the Islanders' zone. Tonelli going back on the play. Around to Janssen. This one should end in a 3-3 tie. Bullard steals. He might have a chance here. 5 seconds to go to Charlesworth, and his pass not there. Mantha takes it, and the horn sounds, ending period number 2. Now the Penguins rally from a 2-1 deficit to tie the game. So now through 40 minutes of hockey here from the Nassau County Coliseum, the scoreboard reads: the Penguins 3, the Islanders 3, and this is the Penguins Hockey Network.
I'll have to come out of the sin bin first. He's in there for 32 seconds along with Gordy Lane. They had that little spat there at the end of the second period.
16,002 on hand here tonight. They have some brand new seats here. Paul was mentioning they're special seats on the lower level just below us. Each seat looks like a pair of them. Each pair of seats has a monitor in front of it so you can view the game. I wonder if they're listening to us. Hello, everybody. No, apparently not. Third period's underway. And it'll be Mike Bullard. Left side, got a man open. Walking in, a quick shot by Bodger, denied by Billy Smith. That was a good setup play there by the Pens. Now back on the Islanders. Mike Bossy right side. Bossy pulls up. Looks. Dedick blasting one. That was way wide. Rebound comes out in front. And it is Brent Sutter. Turned away by Michel Dion. Boy, Dedick got a slap shot off that was way wide of the net. Came in front.
Assist to number 29, Michel Dion.
That was a pretty play by Mike Bullard to set up Doug Bodger to get him loose in towards Billy Smith. Bullard sensed that that Bodger was there, and Bodger came right down the left side. Watch Billy Smith how calm and collected he is. He makes a save, then he stands back up and acts so nonchalant. And then they play him up the other end, and the Islanders got themselves a nice pass off the boards. There's the slap shot right off Dion's skate, and Sutter coming in to poke at it. Dion able to stop him.
Well, Dion replaced Denny Heron, who has left the game. And I'm sure being checked now. He's not on the Penguin bench, of course. Hurt his knee in the first period, was replaced by Michel. The 10:41 mark. This is Park Gillies in a 3-3 tie. Shabbat can't slow him down. Gillies gets it, centers it, and Hamilton breaks it up, but not out. Pearson. He shoots it down low, and the stop is made. Back to the net by Gillies. Dion sweeps that away. Goring right point to Pearson. Knocked aside by Shabbat. And Pearson going back in the play at center red, but the Pens have it. Down the right wing, here's Crowder. He looked the left side to Hamilton, couldn't get it through to him. Shabbat, though, with the puck. Offside play as he went in to the Islanders end. Hamilton to the left wing tried very desperately to get back onside and just unable to do so. Let's pause for station identification on the Penguins Hockey Network.
WPGH TV 53 Pittsburgh.
If you joined us late, Mike Bullard, Andy Brickley, and John Shabbat have been the goal scorers for the Penguins tonight. The Islanders, Dwayne Sutter, John Tonelli, and Paul Boudelier. Both clubs at equal strength. Those penalties are over now to Babbage and Gordy Lane. And both men are back on the ice. And Lemieux's line on for the Pens. The Islanders send it all the way to the Penguin zone. Backcourt is Charlesworth. And we have an icing call. Well, teams on the road anyway have, when they've been at home against the Islanders, have been able to beat them on occasions coming from behind. Penguins on 3 separate occasions tonight have battled back from a 1-goal deficit. And Mario Lemieux, who has been held scoreless so far, steps in here against Brent Sutter. Lemieux won the draw. Left point, Charlesworth, right to the net. And Smith knocks out. Here's Lane and Babbage. They're going to go to it. Lane and Babbage. This goes back to the second period. Wayne Babbage and Gordy Lane. Not too many punches being thrown. They're trying to get their hands straight. Babbage is a tough customer, and so is Gordy Lane. Well, this one stemmed from the second period. Babbage is firing pretty good with that right hand. Now he has this. Oh, now Lane gouges him with a hand in the eyes. Lane appeared to stick his fingers in his eyes on the play. And they'll both sit down again. We'll take a timeout.
Well, I don't think Wayne Babbage is going to get any groceries, Mike.
I don't think it's not bone crusher at home, but they'll sit down. 3-3. We'll be back. This is the Penguins Hockey Network. Yep, Gordy Lane and Wayne Babbage sit down 5 minutes each for fighting. Let's see where Kenny Linsman got a suspension for biting for the Edmonton Oilers. Up the mark of one of his former teammates. And to the other side, here's Mantha with a blast, and that's missed. Coming up to Bossy. So both clubs will play at equal strength at 5 aside as the two men receive coincidental major penalties. Boudelier shoots it in and goes after it. He's pulled down by Mantha. Play goes off. Charlesworth around the near side to Taylor. Now picked up by Bossy and a good steal. Bossy got to be careful here, and a good play by Charlesworth to knock it off his blade back to center. Fournier is the type of referee, and don't get me wrong, that you can draw penalties on, it appears to me. He's the type of man that if you get in a position where you can let your body go when you're away from the puck, he will take the bait at times, and that's just the way I see him as a referee and being fair about it. So if you can play the game, try and draw a penalty once in a while, you may get one. And I think that was the case with the Crowder penalty, or maybe another one too in the game. LaFontaine inside his own line against Mike Bullard. 18 minutes left in the third period. Tied at 3. Back it comes into the Pittsburgh zone. Hillier. LaFontaine racing in. Put it behind the net. It goes to Flatley. Be careful here. Flatley out of the corner. Goes to Gilbert. Wrist shot. That's stopped. And right into the net goes LaFontaine. And off the moorings it comes. Those magnetic moorings, the new ones this year.
You can see Randy Hillier. He's bothered by the hip. His right hip.
Very difficult for him to turn.
Yeah, he's got one of the nastiest bruises I've ever seen. It runs almost the entire length of his thigh. Really bad-looking bruise, and I would think that it's very tender. And you just get the impression that he doesn't really want to go flying into the boards or knocking anybody around. He's going to have to use his smarts a little bit out there.
Well, he's certainly trying to keep himself away from any predicament where he would get hit again. And here is Johnson. Johnson to center. Up to LaFontaine. He gave it right to Shed. And the Penguin right winger counterattacks. Brickley couldn't quite hold it. Stefan Pearson will. Behind the net, Janssen. I don't recall seeing Pearson and Janssen play together that much. But with the rookie, Diddick playing, he's with the veteran Potvin now. Back again to the near boards. And Gilbert tried to lay it out. He couldn't. Brickley steals. Brickley fires, and Janssen intercepts. Now Smith and Bullard come with the sticks, and now Smith had his stick knocked out of his hand as Smith and Mike Bullard have words. Now Flatley comes after Mike Bullard and takes a shot at him, and everything breaks loose. They've wheeled Mike Bullard out of there. Flatley is involved with somebody. He came over and took a crack at Mike Bullard. Smith's stick was knocked out of his hand by Bullard, and you know what that stemmed from. Smith around the net using the lumber. Randy Hillier and Thomas Janssen. Brian Maxwell quickly in.
You can see Flatley in there. He's the guy that ran after Bullard to protect his goaltender, but Mike was knocked the stick out of Billy's hands. You know that Billy Smith uses the stick. You know he does. You get around that net, he's going to let you have it with the lumber. And Bullard, I guess, was just sick and tired of it, and he whacked Billy Smith's stick right out of his hands. Then Smith shrugs his shoulders like, what? I didn't do anything. And it'll be interesting to see what the calls are. But Smith acted as if he had done nothing wrong. I can't imagine Mike doing anything for no reason at all.
Take a look now. Well, we couldn't see it in the play. It was back in the zone as we tried. And Bullard knocking the stick out of Billy Smith's hands.
I think he scored a goal there.
What a con job Smith has been at times. I mean, the whole world sees him do it, and he pleads innocence. And Flatley came on.
He took a swing at Mike and missed him. Mike didn't even see it coming. Good thing he missed.
We'll take a quick timeout. The score, 3-3, 17:05 left, third period. This is the Penguins Hockey Network. An interesting call on the penalties. You want to give them off, Paul?
Bullard got high sticking and slashing. Smith got, he got 2 minutes for each. Smith got 2 minutes for high sticking, and Flatley 2 minutes for roughing.
Well, it's going to set up a power play situation with the Penguins.
That's right.
4-on-3, the Islanders will get their opportunity after the two men come out of the box. But the Penguins now with an opportunity here with 17:05 left in the third period to maybe take the lead.
That'll make it interesting.
Now Larber surveys the scene. you have to admire Billy Smith and all the great playoff series and the way he has played here. But when he throws his arms up in disgust as though I would never do that, then you have to laugh. I mean, it's just, and Billy, you know that too. If you could hear me, you know what I'm talking about. I'm hearing you talk to the mic behind you.
Serving a minor penalty on Smith.
That's hilarious.
16, Pat LaFontaine.
LaFontaine serves Smith's penalty.
I love how he did it, too. He just...
Well, Lemieux steps out here with Young. And Mantha and Bodger will be the point men on the power play. Butch Goring with Dennis Potvin and Stefan Pearson. 4-on-3 for the Penguins. They've got a power play going. And they have the game tied right now. A goal here would be a big lift. To the right point. It is Bodger. Throw it down to the near corner. And Potvin is after it, so is Pearson. He plays it off the glass. And a good play by Lemieux to keep it in. Mario with it. Slide it over to Bodger. He might have a shot here. He'll hold the puck. Going to Mantha. It's off a stick of Goring. Coming to Mario Lemieux. Back to Mantha. Penguins must shoot the puck now, though. They can't keep passing it. Here's Lemieux. Left wing circle. Cross rink to Bodger. Bodger holds it. Bodger looking. Now he fires. And a good save by Smith there. Off to Mantha, left point. 1:23 to go on the power play. Then the Islanders are going to enjoy one. Bodger moves in. Got Lemieux, and he fanned to the shot. Lemieux is after it. Lemieux again with a disc. Out to Bodger. Bodger in the near wing. 1:10 to go on the penalty. The left side. Mantha moving in. His wrist shot. Save Billy Smith, and he holds on. Potvin and Young push and shove. Now Smith is arguing with Fournier about something. Now Young's the big man they want in around that net, and he is tough to move.
Now you saw
missed Young at 195, but I know he weighs more than that, and he is a tough player to move out of there. Potvin.
Nice little wrist shot by Mo Mantha. He got it between the legs of Pearson, who had gone out to challenge him. And Smith had, in all fairness to Billy Smith, he had covered up the puck, and the whistle had blown, and Warren Young, he called him a bulldog. He came bulling in there with his head down and trying to look for a puck in there somewhere.
1:04 left in the penalty for the Islanders. Flatley and Smith's penalty. And Bullard, of course, has 3:04 left in his minors. Power play chance. tied at 3. Boudelier off the boards, and away it goes. The Islanders won that faceoff, an important one there. Bodger back in the play. A very smooth skater is Doug Bodger. He glides up ice, coming to the Islander end, down the right side, stopping. Wrists it towards the net. Smith does not take it. Boudelier lost possession, but it comes to Potvin, and he'll wrist it off the boards, and away it goes. Potvin gets that puck. Rarely will you see him not get it out with the strong wrist that he has. Now the Pens. Time counting down. 34 seconds to go. Lemieux takes off. Left side to Shabbat. Shabbat. Go right by Lemieux. He's at the left point, holding the puck. Lemieux cuts in front. It goes to Busquets. He moves in his shot. Saves Smith. Whack it out of the air and up into the crowd. But saved by Billy Smith, and he's come to life.
And a very pretty play by John Shabbat, I might add, because Shabbat hung on to it, and he played dumb. He looked like it's a goal and then pretended as if he didn't even think Rod Busquets was there, and then he just shoveled it off to him, dished it right to Busquets, who had a clear lane to the net. Busquets took the wrist shot. It popped up in the air, and Lemieux couldn't get the rebound. Smith found it and whacked it up over the glass into the crowd.
You've got to be thinking 20 seconds ahead now, and you have to be careful here because the Islanders will storm 2 men out of the penalty box. And then the Islanders will take a power play. It will happen that quick. The Pens have the advantage of the faceoff, but they must be conscious of the fact that the 2 Islanders, Flatley and LaFontaine, will be coming on. Shabbat will handle the faceoff. Game tied at 3. Islanders won the draw. Potvin with possession. And Brent Sutter's won 2 big faceoffs here. Potvin behind his own net. Lemieux goes down off the skates and is taken by Potvin and sent the length of the ice. Now ready to come on are Flatley along with LaFontaine in 1 second, and here they are. Power play belongs to the Islanders now. They get the man advantage. Penguins made the changeover. Boutet and Taylor the penalty killers. But the puck is rolled the length of the ice into the Penguins' end. Randy Hillier back to take possession, and he will clear it to center. Paul Boudelier off to Tonelli, still in his own end, giving the puck to Janssen. Janssen stopping behind Billy Smith. This crowd now coming to life again here at the Coliseum. Tonelli on the right wing. To Boudelier, back to Tonelli. Penguins in a box defense. The left point, Janssen, look out, shot, score! Brent Sutter, I think, on the deflection.
John Tonelli found Thomas Janssen. He waits for the interference in front of the net, and it looked like it went underneath.
Janssen all the way.
It went underneath Michel as he was
Janssen
going down.
under a fallen Dion.
It found its way into the net somehow. Looked like it had eyes on it. Watch Tonelli find Janssen. Janssen waits for a little bit of interference to go in front of the net, and it goes right underneath Dion. It bounced into the net.
Power play goal for the New York Islanders.
Boy, Janssen has really burned the Penguins on many occasions. He led the Islanders and all Islanders against the Penguins in scoring last year with 3 goals.
3 power play goals tonight for the New York Islanders, and they have the lead again 4-3. Crowder coming back. He overskates the play. Boudelier counterattack. Giving it to John Tonelli. Well, it was a case of the Islanders cashing in their power play chance, and the Penguins not.
Johnson's 5th of the year from Tonelli and Boudelier.
Tonelli and Boudelier get the assist.
5:33.
And we will take a timeout. 4-3, the Islanders in front. 14-10, a lot of time left. Third period. This is the Penguins Hockey Network. Here, Vancouver, Minnesota tied 1-1 in the first period. Calgary leading in their game 1-0 at the end of 1. And the Islanders have a 4-3 lead here, and they have the puck again. A long shot by LaFontaine, and Dion handles that, and will make the squeeze and hold on.
A nice little glove save by Michel, and you can see LaFontaine. You know, he's just such a sneaky little hockey player. He had the puck down in his skates and still managed to get that shot away. A little too much leverage, and it sailed up towards the corner, and Dion getting the glove up to make the save. But LaFontaine made a beautiful play. Shabbat was trying to get the puck out of his own end. LaFontaine just came buzzing up behind him and stole the puck from him and circled out and took that shot.
Janssen, his 5th of the year, to put the Islanders into the lead, 4-3. Calgary leading Montreal 1-0 at the end of 1. Face off in the right wing circle, Pittsburgh territory. LaFontaine, right point to Pearson. Fakes the shot to Nystrom. Fanned on it. Rolled to the net anyway. Dion made the save. Hit his own man with a stick. Trying to get LaFontaine out of there. He hit Mike Bullard. And Bullard's getting a battery tonight. Here comes the bullet. Down the right wing. Can the Pens tie it a 4th time? Janssen holds him on the play into the near corner. Pearson Leaving the puck for Pat LaFontaine. Ahead now to Nystrom. Pass behind LaFontaine and an offside call. Offside play against the New York Islanders. Well, LaFontaine, just 19 years of age, born in St. Louis. He's going to go off now, but grew up in Detroit. And last year came up to the Islanders late in the season after playing with the U.S. Olympic team. 15 games, he had 13 goals. And for the Islanders now, Butch Goring. And his line mates out here. Boudelier takes the puck, and he'll clear it the length of the ice. We could have icing here against the Islanders.
Mike, I'm beginning to notice a trend here. I don't know if I think we've seen it a couple of times already tonight, and we just saw it again. I don't know if we picked it up on camera, but Potvin got the stick up underneath Mario Lemieux's armpits, and everybody's doing that to him. They're getting a stick up around his arms and just underneath his armpit and pulling him down or holding him up, and it really seems to be bugging him. A couple times he was pulled down tonight, no calls. Eventually there finally was a penalty called.
This is Brent Sutter working now with his brother Dwayne and Butch Goring. Brent's going to go off here. He's been handling the face-offs and doing a good job, I might add. Down to the right wing corner of the Penguin zone. Babbage is back on here now. His 5-minute major is over after the fight with Gordy Lane. Boudelier with 13 minutes to go in regulation time. And the Islanders lead 4-3. Two-line pass called against New York, as Potvin was guilty of moving the puck from behind his own blue line. Play is slowed down. We'll take a timeout right now. 4-3. The Islanders in front here. And this is the Penguins Hockey Network. All right, the Penguins with Lemieux out here with Babbage and Warren Young. This line has been held scoreless tonight. The Islanders have done a pretty good job of turning it down. Around to the near wing is John Tonelli. He looks for Brent Sutter. And it won't go. Here's Babbage. Hit from behind by Brent Sutter. Thomas Janssen able to get the loose puck. He circles back to his own end. Rink-wide pass to Stefan Pearson. Good pass. Lead pass to Tonelli. Penguins in. Drop it to Bossy. Back in front for Tonelli, and that's sailed by his blade. Tonelli's hustler. Got it again. To Pearson. Left side. Janssen goes around Babbage. Moves in deep on the play. Behind the net. Islanders lead by 1, and they're pushing the attack up. Pearson firing. Shot save. Rebound. Off the side of the net. Bossy in front again. It comes all the way to Janssen. Center point. Pearson. His pass too hard. Bossy's after it. Good play. Going to Tonelli. Young going for the puck, and now it comes out to Babbage. Babbage right back at center. Sneaks it into the Islanders' end. The Penguins go to a line change. 11:50 to go. Third period. 4-3. The Islanders lead. This pass to Janssen. Stopped in the play neatly by Chabot, and a good steal. Right side. Trying to get in. He got the shot. Go! He scores! Oh, great. Balls of fire. Chabot has picked Billy Smith's pocket for the second time.
Well, I want to tell you, he made a nice play there. He turned a little defensive play into an offensive play. Stole the puck. Came in. He knew he had some people coming after him, so he snapped it off. And Billy Smith, I think, was just making his move out. And he picked up the upper right-hand corner, actually the left-hand corner from Chabot's standpoint. His third of the year, second of the game. Second as a Penguin, of course.
Well, you know, pickpocketing is very big in New York, but it's happened here at the Coliseum twice tonight. And it's tied at 4. 4 times the Penguins have come back. Now, can they take the lead? That remains to be seen. Chabot, an impressive opening game in a Penguin uniform. 2 goals, and I mean sharp-shooting goals. Perfectly placed. Here are the Islanders, though. They come right back. LaFontaine pulled down by Charlesworth. The Islanders go to the power play, and they have 3 already tonight. We're going to go to a commercial. 4-4 is the score. Third period, and this is the Penguins Hockey Network. All right, the power play in effect now for the New York Islanders. You want to know if that goal was unassisted? Yes, it was unassisted.
Yes, it was.
Goring, Dwayne Sutter, and Clark Gillies. Boudelier made a great try. He was just coming on a line change, had his stick turned the wrong way, but Chabot just perfectly placed the shot over the right shoulder of Billy Smith. And the 22-year-old center iceman with 2 goals to lead the way tonight. He's in a penalty-killing role now with Bruce Crowder. In the Penguins in the face-off. And it is Gillies out here with Goring and Dwayne Sutter. Goring behind the Penguin net. Slide it to the left point to Janssen. To the near side. Back it comes to him. Janssen over. Center point to Dwayne Sutter in the slot. Goring couldn't get to it. Somebody's lost a stick. It's Doug Bodger, but the Penguins have the puck, and they'll take the heat out of a hot kitchen. You can expect it to be hot now with the Islanders and Penguins tied again at 4. Janssen seems surprising not to see Dennis Potvin on the power play. Left side to Boudelier, and he'll flip it towards the Penguin net. Dion grabs the loose puck and holds on. We may see a quick change here. The Islanders do not have Bossy and Potvin on, and I think that might be rectified in just a moment.
I'll tell you, Janssen has been so dangerous against the Penguins. He seems to get so much room, and he loves to wait and wait and wait, and he sometimes will go right to the net with a puck. I remember vividly some goals he scored against Pittsburgh last year on power plays where he just seemed to hold the puck for an eternity and then snap it up over the shoulder of goaltenders. And Boudelier can really fire the puck, too. He can really shoot it hard.
Minute 26 to go. In the penalty, Boudelier, the right side to Brentstetter, back to Boudelier. He cranks one. That hit somebody in front. Tonelli was hit heavily by Bodger. Boy, Bodger's a complete defenseman, too. The Pens have really made a great selection in Bodger. He makes you pay the price in front also. Good skater, good playmaker, and he's only going to get better. Right side, here's Bossy. Into the Penguins end to Janssen. Back to Bossy. Working to the near corner. Brentstetter crisscrossing with Bossy. Boutet moves in, but it comes to Janssen. Right side to Boudelier. Tried a cross-rink pass. Hit somebody's blade. Picked up by Mantha, and he'll throw it up ice. They're going to bring it back, though.
High stick.
It was a high stick. It might have been off Mantha's stick. 49 seconds to go in the penalty to Todd Charlesworth.
Took an awful long time for the whistle to be blown on that play. I guess the linesman decided after all that he did knock it out of the air with a high stick. Incidentally, I think Charlesworth went off for tripping at 8:40. That was the call. He's got 49 seconds remaining on his penalty.
10:09 left, third period, regulation time. And it'll be Tonelli with the puck coming into the goal, and Dion stops him. The loose puck pushed into the pad by Pat Boutet. Well, Tonelli is like a 3rd down and 1 type of player. Give him the puck and let him go. And maybe 4th and inches. And he just keeps coming at you. And Dion was able to hold it as Boutet put it back into his pad.
Yeah, he really barged in here. It looked like he wanted to just take himself and the puck right into the net. Dion, playing aggressively, decided to come down and knock the puck off his stick.
The Islanders misplay it, and Boutet sweeps it away on the back end. Billy Smith will set it up. Pearson with the lead pass. Potvin is out here now on the power play with 27 seconds to go. Tonelli leads the rush back. Trying to get around Maxwell. Slows him down. Boutet is over. Here's Shabbat again. He'll work it back to center. Potvin flags it down. Bristing the puck back deep into the Penguins' end with 12 seconds to go. Maxwell fakes an attempted clearing pass. Now forced to the corner. Gets it to Shabbat. Quick little pass to Momantha. Into the Islanders' end. And Potvin stands him up neatly. The penalty is over. Charlesworth is on. Well, they're back to equal strength with 9:15 to go in the third period. Tonelli. Poke checked off his blade by Mantha. Boudelier and Gordy Lane, the 2 defensemen out for Coach Al Arbor. They give it away to Buskett. He steps up to the Islanders end. Going to take off deep against Lane. Goes in, centers it. Comes back. Here's Babbage. He might have a chance. He fires. It's Foucault. Came off LaFontaine. He comes back. 2-on-1. Right side, Flatley. Haller follows the play. Flatley shooting, scoring.
Well, that's what you call a decoy play. You see Flatley come down the right side, and Dion was a little worried about the guys coming down the middle. He put it in on the short side up over the shoulder. Flatley, LaFontaine, and Caller were all coming back into the play. Watch Caller come in late. And Flatley drove it over the shoulder of Michel Dion.
The assist to number 16, Pat LaFontaine, the time of the goal, 11:15.
LaFontaine with the assist. Flatley is 3rd of the season. It's now 5-4.
That play started inside the blue line. Babbage had tried to get a shot off. It was blocked by LaFontaine. And coaches are calling that these days the gray area, that area just inside the blue line. And it can really be the difference between a great offensive play or something happening in the offensive end and then turning it into something disastrous in your own end, which is what happened there. It's not Babbitt's fault, mind you, but it's just the way things can go sometimes.
Potvin cruising with the puck into the Penguins in. The Islanders for the 5th time tonight have the lead. He gets his own rebound back, and Dion kicks that away from him. Behind the net, Randy Hillier. And the Islanders now holding on to a 1-goal lead again. Brent Sutter is smashed on the play. They both run into the glass. Hillier hit him. Puck sails in behind the Penguin net, and there's some fire in the eyes of the Islanders now. Bullard comes to center. Goring going for the puck, but back it comes. Diddick with possession. Up to Gillies. And it's going to be called back on a 2-line pass. 8:03 left here in period number 3. 5-4 the Islanders lead. And this is the Penguins Hockey Network. Tonight, Pittsburgh is down in Toronto. Toronto leads Chicago in the second period 2-1. This one 5-4. Crowder, Shabbat, and Jimmy Hamilton. The line out for the Penguins. And it is Nystrom coming to center ice. Worked up into the Penguins end. Shabbat back in the play. Rolls it around to Jim Hamilton. Can't find Crowder. It came off his skates right to Greg Gilbert. LaFontaine with Nystrom and Greg Gilbert. Shabbat almost a steal there. But Johnson now throws it away into the Penguin zone, and Buskus back on the play. In front of his own net. Taken out of the play neatly. Nystrom. Shabbat checking him. Off the boards, Hamilton trying to sweep it out. Buskus over. And it's kept in. No, it isn't either. It's an offside play against the New York Islanders. It came outside of the line. Well, the third period, we went to it tied 3-3. Thomas Johnson on a power play goal. The Islanders' third of the night made it 4-3. John Shabbat came back, scoring his second of the night. Third of the campaign, unassisted at 8:19. But the go-ahead goal by Pat Flatley, his third of the year from Pat LaFontaine. 2 rookies in the National Hockey League teaming up for the go-ahead goal. Of course, the Islanders without Brian Trottier. And Mantha giving the puck to Charleston. Weak attempt to clear. Bossy. Bossy over to Brent Sutter. Now back to Bossy. In front, Tonelli, but they can't get it to him. Lemieux handling the puck. Left point lane, the puck came outside. I'll tell you something, Lemieux made a big play there. Charlesworth with a dead giveaway against 2 sharpshooters like Bossy and Brent Sutter. And Lemieux was back again working his own in just as a defenseman and made the play to get the puck away from the net. Now, a lot of people had the impression all Lemieux did was score goals and set up plays, but certainly he hasn't disappointed anybody. And as I said, I've said many times, I believe this young guy's just going to keep getting better and better and better. He has to get around the league once to find out what it's about. Calgary leads Montreal 2-1 in the second period. Tom Kerber's back playing again for the Canadians. He has scored a goal. Young losing the draw, and Gordy Lane camped in behind his own goaltender, Billy Smith. Paul Boudelier rushes up. He was a first-round draft choice of the Islanders. Off the boards to the right of Dion. He flips it over the glass and up into the crowd. And the face-off will be to the right of the Penguin net. And again, Dion replacing Denny Herron, who was hurt in the first period. And look at the Islander bench as they ponder a 1-goal lead. End of 2 in Detroit. Boston 3, Detroit 1. 6:43 left in this third period. 5-4 the Islanders lead. Gordy Lane from the face-off. A shot deflected by Brent Sutter, but it went wide of the net. And ahead it comes. Lemieux and Babbage going for it. Babbage lays it out to Lemieux. He'll try and move in, turns around, circles now, holds the puck. Good to Traeger, left side. Maxwell, shot, save, rebound, and the Islanders come up with it. Mike Bossy to John Tonelli. And it is knocked away by Brian Maxwell. Babbage looking ahead for Lemieux. Back 2-on-1 with Young. Look out here. Lemieux left side against Potvin. Moves in front. And the pass was behind Warren Young that time. He got in too deep. John Tonelli takes it. Tonelli to LaFontaine. Hillier to beat. Centers it. Maxwell knocked away, and a shot by Bossy stopped. LaFontaine again. Up the near boards. Hillier steals. And his lead pass too far. It'll not be an icing call. The Penguins go to a quick line change. 5:47 to go, third period. 5-4 the score. The Islanders lead. The late offside waved off. Puck coming through to Doug Shedden. Bodger put it through right to Dennis Potvin, and he'll just push it into the Penguins in and backpedal a little bit, trying to protect the 1-goal lead. Not wanting to get too fancy. Here's Bodger off the boards to Bullard, trying to weave his way around Pearson. Can't do it. Here come the Islanders one more time. Taller, right side. Buskus strong arms him into the boards. What a good check into him. Holds him there. Bullard along the wood. Battle for it. Flatley working those boards very heavily. Spins it in behind the Penguin goal. Dion comes out. He'll push it over to the near corner, but the Islanders right now everywhere. Flatley along the near side. Bullard trying to slow him, and he takes the puck off his stick. Back come the Penguins 3-on-2. Bullard, Brickley, and Shedden. They got to hurry. Brickley couldn't make the play back to Bullard. The Finns hesitated a little bit going to the zone. Mantha down the right side. Pulled it around Pearson. In front, a quick shot by Shedden, and he missed the net. He was open, but he misfired on the shot from 25. Now is Charlesworth at his own blue line. To Mantha. Mantha, another newcomer to the Penguins this year. Flyers from the Winnipeg Jets of the Randy Carlyle deal. 4:30 to go. Third period. 5-4 New York, and the puck lifted again back deep into the Penguin zone. There'll be no icing on the play as Dion sweeps it over to Todd Charlesworth. Relaying the puck to Crowder. Crowder's pass picked off by Butch Goring. Boudelier takes it from him. Ahead now for Goring. Charlesworth trapped on the play again at center. You got to be careful there. And Mantha works it back. It comes along the far side. Mantha on a heavy check on Dwayne Sutter by Charlesworth sent him flying. Along the near wing, it's John Shabbat. Shabbat near side. Lost it. Goring to Dwayne Sutter. Center point. Boudelier a blast, and that missed. Bodies all over the ice right now. In front for Goring. It went right by his blade. Crowder picks up the mail. He'll return the other way. Crowder may have a step on lane here. Coming down the right side. Crowder put it in front, and Hamilton can't quite get there. And now it's the Islanders' turn. They will storm back. It's Dwayne Sutter, though, 1-on-3. He'll shoot it off the stick of Maxwell as we approach now. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation time. Shabbat's going to be a bit tired here. He's going to come back, though. Rush it up. Right side to Crowder. His slap shot sails away from Billy Smith. Boudelier in his own territory. Sneaks by his own man, pointed up the boards, and lifts the puck in the backhand. Away to the Penguins in with 3:08 to go, third period. 5-4 New York. Maxwell on his backside. Covers up on the puck. We'll take a timeout. The Islanders lead 5-4 here in the third. And this is the Penguins Hockey Network. Now LaFontaine matches up against Lemieux. They've saw enough of one another in the Quebec Junior League, I'm sure. LaFontaine won the draw. Right point. Pearson to Nystrom. Wrist shot loose in front. Kicked out by Gilbert. Penalty coming up, though. It'll be against the Penguins. Penalty coming up against the Penguins.
Rod Buskus will go off.
And Penn's defenseman Rod Buskus holding on right in front. It very well may be. Warren Young, though, is headed over to the penalty box.
That's surprising because Buskus really gave somebody a shot in front of the net. His back was to the play, and that's when the whistle was blown and the arm went up. No, I guess
that's a holding call on Young. Is that correct?
What did he do? Hold his stick? Well, that's, you know, earlier the play that you questioned with Crowder, he was holding the guy's stick, but very lightly, and he called that holding, and I think maybe Young was doing the same thing there. 17:03 the time. That's a tough time to take a penalty.
Well, he really didn't have much choice. Gilbert was alone in front, trying to have his lunch and dinner too. He's trying to get him out of there, so we've got a penalty coming up. And the Pens will have to try and kill it, and then try and get back on the attack to try and get a tying goal. Shot by Boudelier. That heavy slap shot missed. Janssen behind the net. And the Islanders work it over to the right wing corner to John Tonelli. He looks for Bossy. Back to Boudelier off a stick and up into the crowd. Well, the Penguins will have to try and shut down the power play of the Islanders. They've scored 3 times on it.
Paul Boudelier. Boy, can he shoot the puck. And, you know, he was picked 21st overall back in 1981, and Pat Flatley was also picked in that spot. So the Islanders, despite the fact that they were picking last in the order in the first round, came up with 2 excellent-looking hockey players in Flatley and Boudelier in that position.
Tonelli to the right point to Boudelier. Off to John Tonelli, back to Boudelier. Quick, sharp pass. It comes to Bossy. Shabbat steps into Boudelier now, and the puck is rolled around the horn all the way to the near side. Brent Sutter. Banging it behind the net. It went right by Tonelli's stick. He couldn't stop that one. Shabbat has it. And John Shabbat finds the opening. We're down to 2:10 to go in regulation time. Now 1 minute and 10 seconds to go on the penalty to Warren Young. 5-4, the Islanders lead. And here's the attack with Brent Sutter, leaving the puck for Janssen. Going to Boudelier. They'll find Tonelli. Back to Janssen, into the Penguins end. The puck goes. Randy Hillier of Pittsburgh lost it to Tonelli behind the net. He centers right by Bossy to Janssen. Soft pass to Potvin. Blast. In, I think it hit Dion's pad. Bounced out. Back to Potvin. And that wrist shot missed. Rebound comes in front. Shot by Sutter. Dion saw that perfectly. With 1:31 to go. Back come the Penguins. 2-on-3. They're shorthanded to Taylor. Taylor's wrist shot blocked by Potvin. And that goes up in the crowd. That will help. It will put the face on. Boy, an extra second or two ticked off the clock, too, on that play. As we looked up to see how much time was left, the clock was still running after the puck went into the crowd. There's a look at Randy Hillier, acquired by the Penguins from the Boston Bruins after the first game of the year.
The Islanders have given up a ton of goals this year, by the way. They have given up 89 goals coming into tonight's game, and only Vancouver had given up more goals than that.
Well, Mark Taylor will come off here. The Penguins will go with Mike Bullard and Mario Lemieux up front. And LaFontaine against Lemieux. And LaFontaine won the faceoff. So he has Lemieux's number here on the last couple. It'll be Potvin giving the puck back to LaFontaine. Still in a power play of the Islanders. Into the Penguins end. Wrist shot. Dion the save. A rebound back behind the net. We're down to 10 seconds on the penalty. 1:07 to go in the third period. Potvin left point. Potvin. Now the Pens might be looking for Young to come out if they can get the puck. Gillies on the right side with 1 minute to go in the third period. LaFontaine with a backhander. Lemieux trying to sweep it out. He can't do it. Young is back on. In the right way, far corner, and Hillier falls on top of the puck. Face-off will be in Pittsburgh ice with 51 seconds left. And what the Penguins will try and do now is get control of the face-off and get the puck into Islander territory in an effort to try and pull goaltender Michel Dion and try and get the tying goal to force overtime. The way this game has gone, though, even if the Pens scored, it's gone back and forth. Overtime, won't talk about that till the buzzer sounds. Shots now are 34-30 in favor of the New York Islanders, and they lead on the scoreboard 5-4. Brent Sutter against Mike Bullard. That's the matchup. And the puck in the far corner. Bodger wrap it around the horn. The Islanders are going to go after it. Here's Gillies along the near side. Try to put it behind the net. It comes to left wing corner. Broken up neatly by Doug Bodger. Bodger of the Pens. 38 seconds to go. Back to center for Brickley. Potvin stops that maneuver. Dion's going to try and come off here, but he's still in his own territory. Bodger fanning on a pass with 30 seconds to go. Right side to Doug Shedd. Now to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux trying to get up ice. Lemieux drop pass to Shedd. The Islanders won't let him go. Dion comes off. Here's Shedd at center. Throw it in. 20 seconds left. Around to the left wing corner. Bullard and Pearson go in. It comes off to Dwayne Sutter. He'll push it back to center. And he'll just about do it. The Pens have to wait for people to get onside. Brickley, 10 seconds to go. Couldn't get it in. The Islanders apparently will win this game. Bodger at center red. Ahead for Lemieux. It's an offside play. We have 3 seconds left. The Islanders did a nice job of keeping the Penguins out of Islander territory. And now it all remains is 3 ticks of the clock. And the Penguins are 60 feet away, plus from Billy Smith. Brent Sutter and Bullard. Penguins just trying to win a draw here, and they can't. A shot towards the open net, but the buzzer sounds, and that's it. The final score tonight, the New York Islanders have defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Islanders win the first of the 7 meetings between these two Patrick Division rivals. Islanders 5, Pittsburgh 4, and this